All right, we got audio? Audio's working. Everything's working. I'm gonna go use El Baño.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I could bring things up on my computer. That might work. Okay, I'll open up a something just in case. Let's see if he's got the link for us. Maybe I can look at his screen and I can figure out what the link is. Is that my computer? Is that his computer? It's got to be his computer.
So you guys can get that screen on that.
Well, so the thing is, oh, it's his computer because he's compiling. So the thing is, his computer has a 59.98 or 96 refresh rate, which nothing is compatible with. I've never seen that before. I think what it is it's doing broadcast NTSC times 2. It's doing NTSC twice as fast. But nothing supports that. And this doesn't support that because this is, it says quote unquote cloner alliance. So what they do is they cripple the HDMI so that you can't record from a Blu-ray player.
Oh wow.
So it won't record cinematic frame rates, and that's part of how they get around the whole copyright issue, is that because you can't record cinematic frame rates, if you do try to record, say, from a Blu-ray player, what you're going to get is once a second, a frame is going to jump. One frame is going to jump into another because the frame rate is off. And so it ends up being a low fidelity copy. The resolution may be high, but yeah.
The extents people go to protect some property.
Well, the thing is, if they didn't do it, then this would be outlawed. So you can get devices that will record from any source, but they're illegal. This one, they get around the legal issue by degrading the quality of the video if it's cinematic frame rates. It's terrible. What a world we live in. But I guess it's, we don't have a better alternative yet, so that's what it is. Okay, let me go ahead and check and see if we got anybody joining in. I forgot to open up the chat. We'll open up El Chato. Hello, everybody that's online. We got lots of people waiting online. We're still going to be a minute. We're eating our pizza and stuff, just so y'all know.
There's like 6 people out there.
Oh, yeah. So there's a lot of people coming in? Okay, great. Well, that's really good. Maybe I will bump up the timer, actually.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Chan.
All right. Do you want to say hello to everybody?
Hi,
What's your name?
Hello.
my name
Hey!
is Spencer.
Welcome back, Mike.
Yes, it's been a little second.
I don't even know.
Yeah, that's been a second. We thought that the meetup was dead and no one was going to come.
Well, and now we can bring it back up to speed.
Yeah. That's really good, actually. All right. I need to turn the light so everyone has to evaluative metering.
How's it going?
All right, good.
Will, Jesse. Nice to meet you, Jesse.
Let me see. Color temperature going that way doesn't seem to make any sense. Going this way, okay, that looks a little bit more. That's good.
Bad idea.
Actually, I should probably just put the color temperature on automatic.
So that's AJ. He's the audio. Okay.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. All right, we're going to do automatic white balance today. And we're going to see how that works out for us. It usually doesn't work because we have 3 different light sources in the room. It makes the camera confused. But since the light balance is going to be changing as the sun sets, that's what we got to go with. Okay. And dagnabbit.
Anyone mess around with lunatic? What is that?
We don't know what that is yet.
How rough AC? It's really hard and annoying.
That's what we've been
They,
told.
they do it at Erlang, like VM, that you write synchronous code. It intercepts the sys calls and translate them to an async runtime. So it does light threads more like Go. Or
I mean, Rust already does. All that issue.
no, because it looks synchronous to you. You don't touch async. You write bytes. Like you keep a call stack, you don't have features.
How does it work with libraries that are async?
Yeah, that's a great question.
So almost all libraries are async, so if you're writing synchronous code, you can't use those libraries.
Yeah, I think use the synchronous ones is the answer, but I don't know.
It's like, a lot of stuff I do with Rust is in Lambdas, even with AWS SDKs, there is no synchronous one. There are two async ones.
I'm not sure, I was gonna go mess around with it, see like how you do that, because the other thing is, like responding processes and whatnot, they have their own way of doing it. So it's not clear to me how that would work, like even if you wanted to use something synchronous like Rayon, like if it's a spawning process, then it's not spawning like the lunatic process, so like, how does it even, I don't know.
Yeah, I generally try to avoid libraries like that. Because anytime it's taking something and trying to completely change how it works under the hood in ways that you can't really predict, that's not how I want my software to work.
One thing that was interesting that's kind of cool though, is when you spawn processes. It seemed like you could give them capabilities, right? Since it's intercepting like the syscall, you could be like, well, look, I'm going to spawn in this thread from this library, something I trust less, but you only have these capabilities. That seemed cool.
Doesn't Go have a thread pool for syscalls if they're blocking?
I imagine that's how they would. I don't know.
I would guess they just use Go routines for it.
Well, you can't really use a Go routine because it's going to be, like, it's a blocking call. You don't know. Some of them are going to be blocking calls you can't predict.
It doesn't help.
I know if you can.
You have to do this like every week.
Exactly. I like hear at like D&D groups a lot. It's like, hey, we want to do this once a month. Yeah, we get like more.
At what groups?
Which side do you want to? I'll speak to you.
I don't know. I've wanted it so much.
He's on Team Edward. That's the side he's
So
on.
that I think I've relegated.
What?
That's the side he's on is Team Edward.
No, Team Jacob, all the way. It's Team Jacob.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Jacob has all the apples.
All the
I could argue with Java ecosystem.
Team Edward would be good with computers, I think.
I said that.
Yeah.
He's pale enough to be.
We can do that a little bit. The Java ecosystem is pretty good.
Maybe not how Chopper, some mill for a point. Some mill. Taxes.
Oh, yeah.
You mostly. Okay, and between minutes, a lot of people have asked me to make sure to bring these, feel free.
I always say it like that.
I need to make some specific for the Utah Rust stickers. What I'm saying, at least.
A lot.
No, these two all to be Rust stickers. So that one with the flying machine, what is that?
Where they send
That's Rust for Rust
email.
Column.
Oh, yeah.
She's always on the Rust Column.
We were gonna try to go to Rust report.
Which is a whole
Hey,
thing.
who's going to Rust Column?
Fifth of August.
August.
I've been the
Friday,
last two
August
times virtually, and it's been great.
It's one day.
It's one day.
Where is it?
Portland, Oregon.
And
ready to get
Portland does not work one day.
it's also online, though. A lot cheaper online.
Okay, it's a little bit different today. It smells a little bit like man in here.
We were looking for flights.
Somebody was
They
supposed to.
join the Discord and then, like the virtual audience kind of thing. It's pretty good.
Everyone else smelled it, must be you. On the toes.
I'm originally from Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
I'll rule that out on the basis of, I noticed somebody come in the room.
Asheville, all the way in the west state.
Chapel Hill's central, I believe. It's on the Research Transit with.
Greensboro, or is that Raleigh Durham area?
think it's Raleigh, Durham, and probably UNC's in Capitol.
Okay, yeah. I got a buddy who just moved out that way.
So I don't want to be the bearer of great news, but
False. You love being the bearer of
great news?
great news, whatever news.
Yeah. So what I meant to say is I don't want to break up awesome conversations and good social bonding that's happening, but I think that we're all here, and so we could go ahead and get started. Any objections to doing so?
No objection.
All right. Well then, let's see if I can also get myself here in the frame a little tiny bit when I do the introductions. All right. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Utah Rust. Hello to those of you that are joining in online. Want to give a special thanks to Jeff and Vivint for hosting us once again, providing the pizza. And as is the tradition that I have forgotten until today, do you have any job openings that you'd like to let us know about, local or remote? I'll let you finish your food there. I'll just call for you.
In some way related to
Yeah, I know Go a few right now. I'm not sure if we have any in Rust. My team only has one that's more of a Go developer. Not sure where our current set is. We probably have a
Okay.
few that are Rust on the video team.
Okay.
Mostly embedded camera work.
All right. And then, does anybody not know what Vivint does?
They do like something with like little camera.
Home automation, smart home security, smart home automation, doors, cameras, etc. They even have their own hardware now, so it's more of an Apple-like system than a white label system, right?
Yep.
And then they're using, well, obviously, if they're writing in Rust, it's because they need performance and they need more capacity. So anyway, yeah. So with that, and then also tonight, our presenter / leader of discussion really is our famous and faithful Spence.
Yep.
Hi, Spence.
All right. So with that,
Yay, Spence!
are you ready to take us away, or do you need us to be up for a few more
Just
minutes?
2 seconds, yeah.
Wait,
All
do
right.
you really go by Spence or should we say Spencer?
Just call me Spencer.
Spence?
We dispense with the pleasantries.
Whoa! See what you did there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was not characteristic of me. I usually avoid the dad jokes, but I was channeling Steve Edwards. So he's on JavaScript Jabber.
I met him, the main guy.
Not Chuck.
Chuck.
Chuck's the main guy.
I met Chuck.
Okay.
I met Chuck at Cafe Rio.
That's it. Oh, by the way,
He's a cool guy.
will you tell us what the topic is tonight?
Yes. So I want to let you guys know. So we're having a competition tonight, and the first gift card is for $40, and the second one is for $20. So,
You might want to lead with what we're doing.
and what we're doing is we are fixing the example code on 2 repositories. You get to pick which one you want to do. It's just whoever fixes
We're doing
it
them all
first.
together or we're like shutting each other out?
Whoever fixes it first gets whoever fixes a thing first gets the first prize, and then the second prize is for who fixes it second.
So what are the gift cards to?
Should be like
I wanted them to be to Alibaba, or AliExpress, but they don't have gift cards, so can't do that. I was just thinking Amazon. So, they also have Zazzle, which has Rust shirts. So if you want a Zazzle, I can buy you a Rust shirt.
So can I propose something?
Or Dash. So
Yeah, and that's not what I was going to propose, but yeah,
Okay.
definitely Dash. My proposal is going to be, it is more conducive to mob programming to be cooperative rather than competitive. So perhaps we could have a vote on who we felt was who were the people that helped the team the most, that shared the best insight or were the most encouraging or some such.
Sure.
That way we can mob program and we're not competing, we're cooperating
we could just see who has the most lines of code in the final version of the Git blame. And then,
The thing is if you're really good, like if you work at GitHub, you might be able to figure it out in like.
Well, yeah, we know that he's.
You
gonna
might be
get-
able to figure it out
we know
in
that
like 2
he's-
seconds,
but-
and the competition, like it might be like seriously, the egg,
So how
Easter
about
eggs
this?
were right there,
It
like
can't
that,
be
like,
Nate. It can't be Nate. We can't elect Nate. How about
What?
What if you do,
Qualified.
what if you like,
Insane.
people submit and then you just randomly draw for the 40 and the 20?
Okay, we have 2 teams, and then the person's randomly, yeah,
What if I broke it and then fixed it?
that? By the way, what repository are we working on?
yeah.
Can you go
That's
ahead?
that's what I'm getting actually,
Yeah, if you would Discord me the repos, that would be phenomenal.
because I'm about to
put
get
it in the
you.
main chat. On
I'm about to get you the exact code that needs to work,
I'm like,
and then I'll,
is that
and then
what
yeah.
you know?
Wait, is this something like that you've already fixed and then like
I
rewrote?
literally don't know how to fix this.
Ah.
So this is like that
Oh.
one time that I did that mod programming thing, but he's doing the mod programming.
This is like, we need to do a service project for elders. My yard, really? That kind of thing?
Yeah, this is literally, yeah, I'm literally paying you guys to code for me.
I mean,
so-
that's fair. He sort of like pounced on you. He's like, I need to.
But I thought it might be fun.
I would do that for my new user.
We'll help you out.
I pounced on him in December, by the way.
What's in December?
I pounced on him in December.
See, look at that. That guilt just lasted for half a year.
Yeah.
But hey, he came up with something good. So
Yeah, I
You
thought,
know,
I thought
well
it would
worth the
be
wait.
fun, even though maybe we have high salaries and maybe $40 isn't like, you know.
All right, what's your project?
Yeah. Yeah, so I just actually need to make sure this doesn't run real quick. And then I'm going to get it to
We might
you.
have fixed it already.
So talk about, let's talk about async
We
awaits
just
for a
need to
second.
DoorDash some Krispy Kreme with those gifts and gifts.
all right, we'll have to have a second intro then, but it's okay. All right, we're back to chit chat, everybody.
Chit-chat.
False alarm, false start. I said, are there any objections to getting started? And you did not pipe up with yet,
Oh.
please.
Okay.
You probably weren't
Sometimes,
paying attention because
sometimes I don't listen to people. That's what my wife says, blah, 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 something, and I just don't understand.
You never listened. What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
I've transferred my stickers from laptop to laptop a few times, and I'm finally like at the point where I'm just getting enamel pins now, so that I don't have to like very carefully remove them and put them on the new computer.
So, question: How
Because some of
how that doesn't work?
it does if you're really careful. You use like this. So what I've done is I keep the sticker sheets that they're on, and then I use it to carefully like nudge my way underneath the sticker. And
That
like
sounds like it would take hours. Maybe you should switch jobs to working at the Apple.
I've
Repair
gotten very good at doing it in under 5 minutes per sticker.
Shop. Hell, I got hit. How long did it take? Hours.
Oh yeah. That's why it's not like plastered.
Gotta be honest, this is the first laptop I've ever put stickers on. And it was all your fault. Such great stickers. I was like, I couldn't resist anymore. And I was like, I had this great breast comp stickers and stuff. I was just like, okay. I broke down.
Stickers in the drawer, but I'm like, I haven't crossed over that threshold yet.
Yeah.
I've never put a sticker on a laptop.
Well,
I also had
I used to be that way.
factor that
I mean,
on the
other
laptop.
things.
Because it's the last Intel one, and it's the one that's like a dragon. It's like
Very mild.
open text edit. Fans, you know?
Sure. Is that a work laptop or personal?
Work.
Yeah, so you can hate it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I can hate it. It's just because of the fan. I hate fan. I mean, as soon as you start compiling.
Okay.
We cool? Is that M1?
No. Anyone's just,
That one.
So, you want to just do 2 teams, and then there's 2 repositories. You can pick which one,
okay.
and then
So I'm assuming this is on GitHub.
so yep. And I actually
I'm gonna laugh. It's on GitLab.
are
it's on Bitbucket
are you posting in the Discord?
right now.
No, you know what? Last year level here. Google code.
My last job actually.
In Mercurial.
Someone beat
I have a buddy who constantly rants about how Mercurial sync that you get.
All right, here we go. Real start. Now let me just do a brief. Okay, now we're actually starting for real. People that are online, you don't have to leave anymore. You can come back if you want to. They already left. It's okay.
So I'm going to put it over to you, Spence. If you, well, actually, I'll put it over to your screen.
Well, thank you. Do we have to like, bring up the screen on our own laptops to see?
Yeah, you do. So the links are posted in the Discord, and then Spence, I'll let you give the overview of what this is and what we're doing here.
Okay, so there's 1 and 2. The first one is, let's see. So this one is, let's see.
And I'll post these in the online chat. So
I put them in the chat already.
I'll put them in the Discord. Not the Discord. I put them in the Twitch as well.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah, they're there, and basically, what they are is, there's HTML5 ever. Basically, it pulls down something and parses it. You just have to get the example code that they say to do working, and then the other one is for Puppeteer. This one could be easier, but maybe not. It's less lines of code. And sorry.
Talking about the servo repo for HTML5 ever.
I don't have the Twitch up.
What's your GitHub username?
Oh yeah,
This
it's.
one?
Did you posted it in the Discord, right?
It's in Discord and it's on Twitch and on YouTube.
For those of us who aren't on any of those pages,
What is in the
tell us what it is.
So twitch.tv/CoolAge86. Trying to read out the link is hard.
So I can show you. I can break it into these two.
I'm sorry, your question was clear. My brain was not operating at optimal capacity. Sorry.
We turn the URLs into QR codes and we can draw it on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
That again.
All right.
Got it.
Let's see if I can.
Star.
You may have positioned this in such a way I don't know we needed to.
What's the second one?
So these are the two. So yeah, just go to Rust-headless-Chrome and HTML5 ever servo/HTML. You're right, HTML servo. And then there's a specific print rcdom.rs is the one, and take screenshot rs is the other example. And you can refer to here, and it says where to go in the file. So those are the two things.
Can you paste that link in the chat again?
Oh, so
It's the servo.
these aren't your project?
I know, but he said that.
No.
We're doing work for the man. Okay, I'm gonna bring these up and I'm gonna share them if I can on this screen.
Wait, these are files in the repos.
Yeah, so these are the examples he's trying to run. He's trying to figure out how to run the examples that we see here. So I'm actually gonna flippy-do this.
Isn't it that says thanks, take screenshots?
Yeah, but it was 6 months ago.
All right, so
It was 6 months ago. So what is it that you had people wanting to do on the HTML5 ever?
Just the example code. That print-rcdom.
okay. Under examples, XML5 ever. What did you say? HTML5 ever.
Yeah.
And then under examples, and then what was the name of it again? Something DOM. Let me go check. What was the link?
I can send. I sent it in the chat.
RCDOM. Yeah, it's hard to navigate this repository. RCDOM. Okay, so it's under RCDOM because there's a folder called HTML5 ever. What the heck do these do? Can you give us a little context and background?
Yeah. So the one takes a screenshot.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty.
Just run it.
The other one, it will. Let's see. The other one, it goes through and basically pulls down a page, and then it takes some certain attributes of that of the HTML basically.
So
It goes through these nodes and the children, and just basically walks through. It goes through them.
Is it outputting text? Is it outputting?
Yeah, right here it
screenshots?
says print line text.
Oh.
So just getting it to run without errors.
All right. So why don't you walk us through one of them?
Yeah.
And show us where you've gotten to what the first error is.
Yeah, so let's see. So
Wow, that's
first,
a lot of virtual screen.
yeah. Okay. So the first one, let's see. Let's see. So I think
Which one should we start with? The HTML5 ever?
it's whichever one you think is easier to get the first prize. So
Well, you lead us.
We're just.
You give us something to start with. You tell us which one to start with. We'll start with that one.
All right. I'm on the grading team.
I'll join you.
So,
okay, so like so I got this one.
Which one?
This is the
Are we supposed to be able to see anything on that monitor?
you see it?
No, nobody can see. This is way too small. No one. I can't read that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's way too small.
Let me see if I can.
But could you just tell me the name of it?
Yeah, it's HTML5 ever.
Okay, HTML5 ever. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this and start a git clone of. Wait, that one is.
Stress field name resource underscore capital T.
Uh-oh, that's not a good sign.
There's several warnings about you shouldn't be naming your stuff like this.
Develop as part of Servo. Servo's a component of Firefox. HTML according to the what the heck spec.
All right.
I have the repo and I'm having a hard time finding what you're running.
So this
Print RC done, it's just.
So we go under RC DOM,
Ah, I see.
and then we go under examples, and then we go under. What do? We do cargo run and give it the file, or
yeah, cargo run, and then it hopefully should just do it.
cargo
Want
run.
something or
But do we give it the file print RC DOM, or do we just do cargo run in that directory?
I think it's just cargo run, right?
In the
It doesn't take any input, does it?
Or print RC DOM.
It says a target must be available for cargo run.
Oh, the headless Chrome.
What is your file? What is your current working directory?
Yeah. What are you? Where are you? What are you doing? What are you?
Oh, so this is just all I did was I copied the code that was in that in here. I just copied the code.
You gotta be really specific because you're saying that file here, but
So okay, so for HTML5,
yeah.
all you got to do is copy this code right here. The
And
80
this
li-
is-
this 80 lines of code. This is
rcdom.rs. Okay.
yeah
Where?
from like I'm trying to think.
So you're copying it from the web browser. You're not cloning the repo.
No, I'm just copying this because this is a full program. Like this is a full example. There's main and everything.
Yeah, but examples have access to.
So cargo
Lots of
run.
output.
So yeah, and then what you can do obviously is just put in your
There's nothing obvious.
Is that example on the Twitch?
So yeah, they're all of the links are both on Twitch and on Discord. So the links, yeah, in the comments, the links are or the chat.
Well, I don't have, if you load the page now, you don't get the historical chat.
Yeah.
Really, I'll post it again.
Thank you.
sorry for the
I
confusion,
didn't realize
guys.
that there wasn't historical chat.
Is there a particular file?
Here, I'm going to give you all a link to the Discord so you can just join in on the. Oh, whoops.
So the program expects to receive.
There's a link to the
HTML
Discord.
document
Okay, can
over
you just copy
standard
everything
intent.
so,
Yes.
just to go.
So we have, is it just like any HTML doc?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so this is what we're starting with, and this just outputs some text, right?
Yeah, it should print some text here of that. Now I'm wondering because maybe this was a bad idea for this one because I thought that this was like a plug and play. You just run it, and then it would have like an example URL that it would run. But I guess it doesn't. And I'm just realizing that now.
Is that
So
why it's not working?
Well, how do we run it in the first place?
The print RC DOM one
is different, I think, than what you're showing in there, but I can't see because
So this is it's just from the repo.
what's the file called? in that repo?
It's print RC dom.
So the file path, I'm gonna post this again in the chat. So the URL has the file path in it. It might be a little bit difficult to read, but the file path is the same as what's in the URL.
Yeah, so like line 67, it's expecting something from standard.
It's expecting a DOM. So it does throw a parse error or parse errors unexpected token.
Well, so this is okay. So if we run this, we could just run it with a HTML file.
I just gave it a BS string with echo.
So
Ran through an error.
So how are we supposed to run this? If I do cargo run, it says a target must be available for cargo run. So what else are you doing to be able to run?
Tiny little internet connection.
I don't know.
Update rate.
What are you doing to get the error?
I'm just cargo running, and
But from where?
like I put it in. I made a cargo,
You did cargo new, copied the
and then
file in,
I copied the code in.
But what? Like, tell me explicitly what did you do?
I copied all this.
Yeah, you copied it. You put it in a file by that name. Then what did you do? How did you get it in that folder?
Cargo.
But what did you do before cargo run? How do you have a project?
In the Discord, JoJoBite posted some stuff to do, and it's also on the readme for the project.
Okay.
So I put it in this file of the cargo run, and then I just ran it.
Yes, but you did not explain what you did to get into a cargo project.
I just built the cargo, like I just
But
hello
that-
world,
What did you do?
like
Literally, what did your fingers type?
cargo new, like that.
Okay, so you did cargo new.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. What in the world's going on here?
Come on, Rusty,
Dang it.
Okay.
All sorts of things.
What's that?
So that's what I ran. Is I made a new. I assumed too much. I apologize.
Yeah, we're not experts here.
I'm not either.
That's why you gotta tell us
That's
step by
literally
step.
why I'm asking.
So
to do this.
your main.rs is exactly the same as the.
It's exactly. It's
It
exactly.
is the file off of
It is the
so I can
file.
just copy and paste it.
Just copy and paste it.
Okay, the whole file.
The whole file. Yeah.
I don't need to keep anything in the default main.rs.
No. And so we need to pick a doc that needs to work off of this.
So in the chat, JoJoBite says that we do a submodule and then we cargo run example. So take a look at the chat.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's designed like what Nate was saying. I don't think it's designed to be run in a new file project. I think it's designed to be
If you
run.
just CD into the directory and execute cargo run -- example.
You can do it
It
from
works.
the root of the directory or in the
Yeah,
directory.
you can do it from the root of the directory.
You pulled down the entire directory and then you ran it.
So no matter what I feed it,
You have to have the
it
entire
works.
process.
So you did -- example.
Cargo run dash example.
Okay, who's the first one to figure that out?
JoJoBite.
I think I was the first one to run it because I think my internet can work better than
Okay, you win.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yours? Oh.
Dash example print
So
RC
so
dom.
okay, so but wait, you win if I can reproduce that on my computer. So let me see. So
So cargo run dash example.
It's in the Discord. It's literally in the Discord.
And then you have to-
JoJoBite
you have to
posted
give that-
exactly what to copy and paste.
I think the goal is that we're supposed to make it so that it doesn't end with a parse error of an unexpected token.
Go up.
Well, I don't know.
Go
Is that
up
what
one
you
more.
want, Spence?
Right there.
I mean, but it sounded like you wanted, because he said he wanted us to fix the example.
Yeah, but then he later said, "Can you run it?"
I'll take whatever he gives me.
I said if you could, yeah. So okay, so I
Gives me a blank.
clone it, or I don't want to clone it there.
It's waiting for standard in.
Yeah, it's just waiting for standard in.
Yep, you have to like pipe. So I did echo, which wrote out a quick HTML string and then piped it to the app. So you need an HTML file somewhere to pipe to it.
Yeah, I tried to put HTML files in this repository, and they all gave errors.
I did a simple,
example.com and pass that in.
I did like a,
I just wrote HTML head, title, string, closing tags, body, hello world, closing tags.
Did it give you not an error then?
No, it gave me parse error. Well, what's interesting is I don't see anything wrong with the example, because the example is just printing stuff and then printing the errors that the library is giving. So my question is, is the library where there's a problem?
I think he literally couldn't get it to run at all, as in he was missing the fact that it needs to be run from within the Git repository, not from a new project.
Yeah, so there's some dependency that's missing.
Yeah, so I think step two
So I think
is
so. Did Jojo want anything? Because he has instructions for like
Yeah,
how to.
Jojo posted the instructions for Jojo Byte. I'm sorry, I think he's online, so sorry if I'm.
Jordan. Jordan's his name.
Yeah.
What was your name?
Not to dox
David. David. Okay. So let me see.
So I think step two is how do you get the example
It's
to
running.
run in a new project?
That's
that
right.
you
It's just
create
waiting for
yourself?
standard in.
Probably exactly the same way.
Yeah, I had a cargo.com.
So hit Control C
I ran cargo.
and then
before.
go hit up
I
and
think
then
the cargo run example.
and then go back to the beginning of that line.
Yeah. But if you do the
And at the
git
beginning, do
submodule,
curlexample.com and type it in
kinda sets it all.
Oh, okay.
so that it gets an that gives then give it an HTML
It's
file. You can just do example.
A good submodule?
And then
What is it pulling
like
in?
that?
It's
Yep.
submodule.
I don't know if we'll do
The tests
HTTPS,
are the only
but
things
yeah.
that are submodule.
Right.
Bring those in.
In
There you
the project readme, it has that.
Is that what you
like,
expected?
When you want to work on it.
Okay. So how?
The other one
So-
worked for me when I ran it. Yeah.
So how should I award this, everybody? What is the best way?
The headless Chrome one also works. You take screenshots.
Yep, I mean, I've got 2 screenshots now.
What?
Sold.
I still vote like DoorDash and dessert, you know?
I like that idea.
Got it. Okay. So if you just write up the example in the chat, show me.
How about
Then we're good.
You literally just run it? Where does it save it to?
Uh,
Mine just ran as well and said it worked fine.
Good teamwork, everybody.
okay? So
One big night of user error.
We're amazing.
okay, let's break this down though, because I think there was a critical fail here. Hold on, let me check out comments. Oops. This thing's going over and over again. Yeah, so the critical fail here was, all right, if you heard Spence talking, right? I'm asking him, okay, what did you do? I ran the file, right? That carries zero information because I can't type into my computer,
Run the file.
run the file, right?
Exactly.
You have to cargo run the file.
Well, right, but that doesn't work unless you did cargo new.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there's a critical fail is there's a process of, okay, why was the documentation not clear? Was it because the documentation is not clear? Is it because Spence didn't understand some keywords that he should have been able to understand if he was more expert? Then why is it that, how do you get to the point of, okay, why does the example work? Right? Okay, we were able to copy and paste something. How could we reproduce that in a new project where we change the code? So I think that's the next step. Well, the first step is let's review the documentation and see, was there something that wasn't right?
Yeah.
You know?
Were you aware of the -- example flag for cargo run?
So I have this like bad
I
habit
was
of
not.
not reading and just punching it in.
Sounds like you're saying no.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so
but was it in there? Did it say that? To
no, that's just how you run examples. So
Yeah, that's a standard cargo.
Well, HTML5
Rust
server,
project.
I don't see anything about how to run the example.
no, I'm saying this is a standard Rust thing. So
because it said like here's the example here, and then I was like, okay, I think I copy this, and then I put it into like a new thing, and it should just run. You
Okay, so
know.
the way examples work in Rust projects is you have an example subdirectory, and then you put a file, and whatever that file's name is, whatever .rs, that's the name of the example. So in this case, it was thank you.
Yeah. Print. Yeah.
print-rc
Right.
.rs in the example subdirectory. Now examples are like cargo does some fun stuff. It's like, oh, I'll fake out that it has a cargo.toml and then it has access to the local library so it can just use it, and then it compiles it for you and like runs it.
So there
So
was
if you
some
want to
magic in
take-
there,
There, cargo run -- example does a little bit of magic to get it to work.
but they weren't standalone.
This was not in the README. I don't see this anywhere in any of the 3 READMEs.
It's not in the README.
Right.
So
Standard
it's
Rust.
kind of like expecting you to know that kind of stuff. And a
Well,
lot of
that's
projects have that.
dumb.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. Most projects have that listed in the
The
README.
Rust project expects you to know how Rust projects work.
That is stupid.
That's like saying that if you go into a project, a node project, and every single node project needs to tell you how package JSON works.
Yeah, if a node project doesn't have npm CI as how you know, if it doesn't have git clone, push d, npm CI, npm run start, then yeah, that's a fit.
Yeah, it should be in the README for the repository how to run the examples. It should have a command that you can copy paste.
Yes.
I mean that's just about
100%.
every
But yeah,
project.
you
I've
should
done.
know when you like
Because I didn't
if it's
know
your
this
first one that you ever come to. That's part of why it should be there. It's like
Yeah.
if this is your first open source project, then you might
Yeah.
not know that.
But what do you do when there are thousands of examples? Or
Well, how do
many
you find
different
it working?
examples are you going to put in your README?
I mean, you
When
can
it's
literally
put in the
say
cargo docs?
you can run any example by putting the name of it after this command or something like that. But just
Yeah,
like
that's
me
what
as a
Cargo
fresh,
does.
I'm very new to Rust. I've only used Rust a very tiny bit and not for anything real. And so me coming to this, I would never have known to do this. I would never even known to look up that it was a feature of Cargo because no other language does that.
Well,
so I wouldn't have even known to look that up on.
Well,
Google.
other languages do that, but not with that exact same syntax.
Well,
Go will
no.
do that.
Most
No will
languages
do
don't
that.
do
think
that.
that unnecessarily helpful things in Rust is kind of consistent with the ethos of the whole community.
The documentation is like super duper obvious. Yeah.
So where? So wait.
want to call, like, if you read
So where?
Rust docs.
So, but where in the Rust? So then my next question is where along the way in the Rust book do you find out about this?
There's a cargo book. So like similar to the Rust book, there's a cargo one.
Oh, okay.
And so you kind of go through
I've had to
the
dig through
cargo
that
docs that
before.
way.
I've never dealt with examples before now, just I just know they exist because I've dug through the cargo book trying to figure out how to make my various projects do what I want just
Yeah.
from building them and trying to look at what the options are and how do I specify this particular thing in a cargo dependency and you just dig through the docs and see something and go, oh yeah, I'll probably use that later and then forget about it until you do.
Yeah.
Right. So who's working on a PR for the README right now? I am. We'll put it under the example.
Yeah.
What I put in README. Well, I guess what I meant to ask was, is anybody else also right now click the add file button and doing the same thing I'm doing? Okay.
It's all you, AJ. You
So
got this.
in order to run the examples, if you're new to Rust, whoops, or
So-
Spencer,
Because JoJo posted on there like,
So the only reason I jumped straight to that is because I've been through the exact situation.
who is SCRIBB?
Scriven? I don't know.
Okay.
You ever see which web pages parse correctly
Yeah.
with the HTML5 ever?
Yeah, I think Google's homepage does that.
Wikipedia does. My basic, fully valid HTML string does, or doesn't, but some random stuff does. Other things don't. Kind of interesting. I wonder if it's just that so many places are just using HTML4 still, legacy stuff sitting out there doing stupid stuff.
What browser is it working? Firefox.
Have you tried Spark?
I just barely did it on Firefox.
Safari.
No.
I actually wrote a bunch of people that.
Could not
Safari
auto
actually
check
is their
Chrome
front end.
executable.
And they developed it.
Yes.
And I just.
As you should.
Okay, well, everybody helped. So let's vote for who gets what.
Nate voted Krispy Kreme. Yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
So you're buying us dessert.
You just want me to bring Krispy Kreme next time?
You're door dashing dessert right now
To who?
to all of us.
To this room.
Oh,
You're door dashing dessert to this room.
let's do this.
That's how we're doing it.
Boom. We'll probably have to go pick it up outside on the doorstep.
Yeah.
The question is, but the question is Krispy Kreme like in the parking lot? Like
Okay,
by
find
the
one in the
time
parking
we
lot.
by,
It doesn't
by,
matter.
by the time we walk over to the end of we've walked halfway to Krispy Kreme.
Okay, just pick anything nearby.
100% Krispy Kreme.
100% Krispy Kreme. Okay,
This-
I just have one small request. Would you mind getting variety donuts rather than just a glazed? Because the glazed are
We're
kind of
getting donut holes.
Can we get milk too? I mean, if you give them out the cookie, come on.
I'm going to get what you want. I'm going to get something you didn't want. Enjoy it.
All right.
On this side of the road now?
Are there any other cool features of cargo that we should know about, like the examples that aren't self-evident?
Clippy and
So, but like the cargo book would have told me all about this.
yeah, absolutely. It would have.
Okay.
Wait, but we still need to answer the question of how do we run the examples outside of this? How do we create a new project, put the example in that project, and run it? Is it that we need to copy every?
You need
a cargo.toml.
Okay, let's do one at a time. I pick you.
I mean, it's just a basic project, right? You create a project, it has a cargo.toml, you add a dependency on the actual library you're trying to use, and then now you have a file with a main RS.
Yep.
And
So
that's it.
the
Literally
fail.
just a main
The
RS.
example file is your main.rs. So plop it in a new project,
With
pick
a
the
toml.
cargo.toml to have the dependencies you need. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing that might throw people off is you can't always copy an example from one project to another, partially because of the needing your own cargo toml, but also sometimes that cargo toml is referring to a local path dependency as part of that same group of projects in that repo.
That's what threw me is that it was referring to different things that weren't declared, and so I was like, how is this? Why is this not working?
If you run it with cargo, it automatically wires up the current project as dependencies. So if
Well,
you wanna make
I
a
can tell
new
you when I
project-
copied that, it did not.
Yeah, when you want a
In
new
this-
project, you just have to add the actual dependency in your cargo.
So,
toml.
yeah, does your project have HTML5 ever in the cargo.toml as a
Yeah.
dependency?
Yeah.
Then
So-
it should just work.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, what is the cargo.toml? There's like an example section, or like a build dependency section for in your cargo.toml in HTML5. They had other things in them.
Yeah, I have. What do I have? I mean, and it actually. Yeah, let's.
Let's see.
Like the dev dependencies are sturdy JSON and Rust.
Did you say the other thing was Clippy and
So
Rust form.
Clippy, format, and docs.
There are a lot
Someone
of
said
things
test.
you can install
Someone said
into
test.
cargo
Yes, test.
texture
Cargo test
and
is really nice.
linters.
I think I've seen. I've read
Rust
some about
formats.
cargo.
There's all sorts of extra things you can do. There's one that's cargo release that I like. It's cool. Do a whole bunch of stuff with semantic versioning and release notes in GitHub and all that kind of stuff.
So these are the okay. Oh, okay. So like this one right here.
Like all the things.
This one is referring to something inside the
What's it called?
the library RC DOM.
Maybe.
So
Open up
because
the cargo toml on that.
There's right there, your second extern create markup 5 ever rcdom as rcdom. That's an alias for markup 5 ever underscore rcdom.
Yeah.
That's
right, yes, as RC DOM. So, right, and I ran it. Oh,
So markup
I
5
need-
ever rcdom is your dependency.
I need this crate.
You need
That's-
the RC DOM.
That's
Yes.
the crate.
Yes.
That's the crate I need.
Well, probably both.
So let's see.
And it's funny that it has those like
If you
extern
have
declarations.
in that RC DOM directory, you should
Rust
have the
2000
cargo.
There's also an RCDOM project as well.
Probably the HTML5 RC DOM. If you
But I
have
mean,
that
to be
cargo
fair,
toml, you'll see that.
Servo is what Rust was created for. So it's going to be ancient,
If you're
code.
just using RCDOM, you should be able to just
So
RCDOM.
people probably long ago got tired of it.
Yeah.
Not to mention Mozilla.
Well, it'd be terrible if they just fired that whole team. That'd be insane.
Which changes
So that's
Servo team.
maybe I did it wrong. Maybe I pulled from the wrong.
Yeah.
But on the other
Just go
side,
like
it sparked the whole creation of the Rust Foundation, and they all have jobs elsewhere now. So.
All right. Okay, so I put in both those libraries, and it still is giving me an RC DOM, or it says okay. Let's see.
I want to try to replicate where you're at. So tell me step by step from the top. What have you done?
So-
My computer just got freshly installed right now.
I
and
did.
installed Rust, and that's it.
Cargo run or cargo new, and then 0-1 examples.
Cargo new 0-1 example. So I didn't
Just
put
making a
space
hello
or
world.
hyphen.
Just making a hello world. Whatever it is.
So I'm calling it hello.
Is your goal just to run this, or is your goal to have it in a source project that you can like monkey with an extent.
Yeah, like where I can have it like external, like outside of the.
I just copied
Wait, the name
Monkey with an extent.
the name 01 cannot be used as a crate name. The name cannot start
He
with
put
a
an underscore in front of it.
Oh,
So basically, you just need to create a new cargo.
you didn't tell me that.
That's not important.
It actually is important.
It actually is.
It's just
Vitally important,
Just
actually.
make a new. Just make a new one.
But that's the thing is,
It doesn't matter what it's called.
no, it does. It does matter what it's called. It actually does matter what it's called because if you are trying to get help or give help, the instructions have to be something I can type in the computer and it'll work. You are complaining, hey, I can't figure out how to get this to work, right? Because it didn't give you exact instructions. It's just assuming, oh, you'll know how to do this. It's not important, right?
So the exact thing that
You're passing that problem on to us.
it's working with right now.
Okay, so type
And you
in.
might think that I am just, pulling your leg, but I'm a Rust idiot. I just lead the meetup because somebody needed to.
Yeah, that's true.
I appreciate it. Both parts.
So we created the file, and then we're going to copy.
Wait.
A cargo
So-
project.
I did cargo
cargo
new,
Okay.
example 01.
So you should have a main RS
Mhm.
and a cargo tunnel.
Yep.
Let's see. I have a cargo TOML. I do not have a main RS. I have a
inside
source
source.
folder. Okay.
It's inside source.
Source
Yeah,
main
go to the
RS.
source folder with main RS.
All right.
So now you add
Now,
the
do you have?
dependencies.
Yeah. But
Okay. How do I add the dependency? Cargo dep add, cargo add.
You go edit the cargo TOML file.
Okay. Edit. I got to do this by hand.
Yeah, that's
We
the
don't,
thing.
we don't have an install.
I
Exactly.
don't know. I never bother with them.
We don't have an install command.
Coming from NPM, I was like,
What's
seriously,
the
we have to
is there a
do
cargo
this.
Install command like npm install.
Yes.
there's an issue on Cargo on GitHub for subcommand to add a new dependency to Cargo.
Yeah. So wait, the install
closed.
doesn't edit
Did it-
cargo.toml.
No.
No. Cargo installs things in your. It compiles things for you and installs them in a .cargo bin directory so that you can have an installed binary to run.
It's like pip install.
Yeah, but
If you don't want to clone,
The reason why they
Cargo
did it is so you could misspell
you can cargo
libraries
install.
and not know
Oh
why it
yeah,
didn't work.
supply chain attacks. So
Yeah.
so you could mistype it by a letter and get a virus instead. NPM does that all the time. It's one of the greatest innovations. now they have protections against that. Okay, but so okay, we've got a couple problems here because one, the name that's on the repo I found is often not the name that's in the cargo repository.
So you go to cargo.toml and there's a name.
So
equals-
go back to
that's
the
actual
HTML.
Wait, 1% time. Nate, you're speaking. I go to cargo.toml where?
on the dependency that you want. If you can
Okay.
find its website, its repository.
All right, I've got
Or
it.
in this
It-
case where you already have it.
Cargo.toml.
It's cargo.toml says workspace members.
Okay.
You want the one in the RC DOM project, not the one at the root of the repo.
See, this is confusing.
Well, you're copying the example out of the RC DOM folder, aren't you?
So a workspace is a collection of multiple Rust projects. So a
Yeah.
workspace is cargo.toml will just say, these are the directories that are Rust projects.
So workspace is new, right? Workspace did not exist 6 months ago.
No, workspace has been here since I got in.
We've talked about workspaces, I think, once during the entire course of this meetup, and it was pretty recently.
That's very possible. It doesn't mean
Yeah,
features.
not many people need it unless you've got a complicated project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never used it on any of mine. They're all single binary.
I've never used it on any personal projects, but I mean, like game engines, for example, will divide up their components into sub.
Well, to me, this is critically important information. I mean, we never did go over that, how to structure files and stuff, and we were going to have a meetup on that or something, and we
You
should
should look at like
still do that.
Tokyo. They have Tokyo as it all for
Yeah.
that.
So the cargo book is really good to,
Also, if
to
you
read,
install these
to get all this kind of
Yeah, then you
information.
get more commands.
Right? The
I don't remember
stuff about-
workspaces, but
Stuff about workspaces.
May have been
stuff
there.
about running
And that's
your
what cargo
manuals,
added.
how to publish,
What
like,
install
what install does. It's all there in the cargo book.
Oh, it does.
was it
That's
in
why-
the second edition? Because there's the third edition now, right?
Cargo books just the online docs.
Yeah, we're not talking about these
It's
specific published.
it's named the
It's
cargo
the
book.
Rust book and the cargo book.
They'll expand
Oh, the cargo book, not the Rust book.
I think the Rust book is just the language stuff. The cargo book is the same thing, but for the cargo series.
This is
And has the
Okay.
various options that you can put in the TOML file and things like that.
okay.
Yeah.
We talked about this before.
Yeah, and the benefit you get from a workspace is that they'll share a target directory. So you won't have separate target directories when they're all like interdependent. If you kept them as actually separate, and they were all referring to each other, then every time you went into a different directory, it'd have to recompile all of the dependencies in its local target.
So,
So you do a workspace so that they share a target directory and they're more closely associated.
Which is why most personal projects don't bother with them, because they only have one crate anyway, or one binary, and there's no real jumping between modules.
but if you wanted to do a mono repo, you would use a workspace for your
Well,
project.
I would hope so.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, all right, cool. So
It's like
I'm with you. I'm with you. So first of all, workspace, new concept. Neither Spence nor I had ever heard about that before 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, that's what this meetup's for, right?
That's exactly that's what I was hoping, is that mostly I would learn something. That was,
Yeah.
but it looks like other people learn too. So that's good.
Yeah, so if you're trying to depend on if you're trying to use an example from the RC DOM module crate,
Uh-huh.
then you need to depend on that crate.
All right, so I'm going to that cargo.toml. Yeah, and this one its name is not.
Yep.
It is not at all even similar to the name of the repo. It's markup 5ever underscore
Well,
RC
if you
DOM.
look, markup 5ever is actually a sibling module in this project. HTML5ever is the repo name. There's an HTML5ever module, a markup 5ever module, RC DOM, XML5ever. So this one specifically references the markup 5ever.
I don't see a markup 5ever anywhere, but that's okay. Other than in
It
this
says
name.
Just copy the
So up
TOML
at
of the repo. In
what?
the script on Discord saying to just copy the TOML of the repo into
Into your new repo.
the new one. Yeah,
That seems excessive.
Oh, because I need to copy over all the dependencies
probably
as well.
not all of them.
You,
but
the only ones you
yeah.
actually need are the RC DOM and the HTML5 markup one.
Yeah.
You can look at the top of the example you're
The
copying,
RS, yeah.
and it shows you two different crates that you're trying to depend on.
All right, so slow down. All right, I'm in the RC DOM folder. I'm looking at the RC DOM cargo.toml. Are we still talking about that toml file?
So that name is one of the things you need to add to your dependencies list in your new project's cargo.toml.
Okay, so my new project cargo.toml, I just need to copy the dependencies part.
You need to depend on this package.
So the package name at the top.
So I need to depend on markup 5ever underscore RC DOM.
Yes.
Okay.
You need to add that to the dependencies section of your project's cargo.toml.
Right,
It
and
should
so
be all the dependencies that
all right,
that needs.
Yes. It'll automatically pull in transitive dependencies for you.
okay, and to be clear,
I guess so.
so to be clear, we do not have a command to cargo add thing by name.
I do not believe so. I believe there's an open GitHub issue, and I don't think most people can.
There is a
Does it-
crate on Crates.io called, I think it's cargo add. And if you add that crate, like just cargo install cargo add,
So Cargo is a plugin based tool, so you can write your own subcommands for it.
and that's a
Somebody
subcommand
has
that does
added one
that,
to do it.
and I like using it.
I've been in all the other ecosystems other than JavaScript for long enough that I don't really even think about that command. So
I usually copy and paste because
Okay.
it's there if I have to edit it.
Well,
But it's also more complicated when you start getting into features and versions, and are you depending on a Git repo versus crates.io. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that a subcommand may not necessarily work well for, or a cargo command might not work well for, and you're going to have to go back to manually editing the TOML file anyway.
well, that doesn't make sense because I mean, there's a standard URL structure for Git, and if you just follow, if I put a pound, that means download this tag or this commit or this branch.
Yeah.
And then typically all other package managers that I use being Go and Node, when you do that, it will store the hash of that tag to make sure that the file hasn't been altered so that in the future, if you go to cargo install or npm install or
What I was saying is
go log
that
again.
having a subcommand on Cargo to add a project is less useful when you start having, I want these features, but not the default features, or I want to use a Git URL instead of crates.io,
Right.
or if you have a private crate repository or something like that. There's a bunch of options you can do on a dependency in the Cargo TOML, and having a command line tool that has to go through this giant wizard of all your options isn't really an ergonomic process.
So if
So,
you're just adding it a la carte, then
yeah,
it's
if you're
fine.
just flapping it in from crates.io.
So if you're just doing the thing that 95% of people are doing every day,
I have no idea what they're doing. use Git URLs more often than not, because.
Which would work just fine, but that's a different, we can't solve that problem here.
Yes.
So moving on. Okay, so is there a way to list versions of a dependency with a cargo command?
You could use an IDE that'll do it for you.
Okay, so no. All right,
Cargo search might do it. Does cargo search give you that information?
let's see. Cargo search.
I've never used it. I
Yeah.
just thought on the computer second.
Well, no. Yeah, it gives me the wrong information.
That's better than no information. No, it's not.
It tells me that the version is 010, but on GitHub it says it's 020, which maybe GitHub's wrong.
Search for HTML5.
Maybe I do need to add it as a Git repository rather than adding it as.
So what I did before is just use star.
Oh, okay. So I can
If you
use
don't
star.
actually care what version and you just want to take.
Yeah, if I just want it to break,
Star.
use star.
Come on, I actually have to use projects in production until you build from it.
So is this so is this correct?
What?
Because this is not okay. Because I
That's what I have on mine.
Yeah.
right because I put this in an example right, and then I just copied the code, and then
So now,
Ooh, use of unstable library feature renamed spin loop. Does that mean I need to update Rust?
probably what version do you have installed?
Let's see, cargo version. I've got
not
cargo
Rust C
1.6. What?
Rust C version.
Oh yeah, Rust C version. Couldn't read version, no such file or directory. That doesn't sound good.
Rust C dash version.
Oh, Rust C dash version. 1.46. So
Yeah, you're like,
a year
Far
behind.
behind. 1.61 is what I'm on.
I'm on 157 and it works fine.
Okay, so I just do Rust up.
Where's yeah.
What is there? I can't remember. Is there a cargo command or is it Rust? What's up here?
Rust up update.
Rust up update.
You optionally you can cargo install top grade and will update all of your packages. All of them, like literally all of them.
All right,
That's a great way to make sure your project breaks.
Just
So wait,
add
why
projects
does it not follow semantic versioning?
Semantic versioning is a project by project thing. This is not Elm where it enforces it on publish.
So, oh my
I'm not
god.
really good.
I mean, Rust is generally pretty semantically versioned, but there's no way to enforce it at the language level, just like every other language that's not Elm. So,
Because Elm, because of its typing system, can
No.
know whether or not something's
so in
breaks
theory,
between versions.
any language could do it if you want to parse the AST and say basically a hash of what the previous public methods and everything else were. Elm is the only language I'm aware of that when you try to publish to their repository system, it will automatically semantically version your project and you don't get to control what it is.
That's actually pretty cool.
They enforce semantic versioning when you publish a package. You don't get a choice. I think it's a great idea, but you have to write something that can parse the AST and establish, is this a public method? Did it change? Is it a breaking change? And I think the extreme basis on things like Haskell and the really, really functional typing and strong type system helps Elm do that, whereas in looser systems, it's very difficult. For example, how in the world would you do it with something like Python or JavaScript, where somebody's got a method that says, I'm going to use the arguments implicit thing, and I'm not going to tell you what this takes.
So if anybody's interested, there is something like that for Node that is being developed. It is called socket.dev.
Automate
I'm gonna post that in the chat just in case anybody's interested.
Yeah. It's probably not that hard. It's just somebody would need to do
okay,
it.
Krispy Kreme is closed or not available.
That's fine.
So
Just golden spoon it.
crumble cream or crumble
Yeah.
cookies.
100%. Send, full send.
You guys want crumble cookies?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
But you couldn't, but like if you're depending on Git, you can't enforce it that way. So it's only through repo. So you can always circumvent it by taking it directly.
Oops.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard as if you're going to force something to, and what you have to probably do, unless it's not the only system
Yeah, that-
before you probably have to reject the.
I'm gonna check comments. Sorry, people online, since I'm also running this on my computer.
Publishing compared to the last.
Are they all senior devs? Absolutely not.
And of course, it's Rust.
No, we have senior devs in the room, yes. But we are not all senior devs, no.
So you might want to change it to this.
Okay, so I'm checking comments here. Thank heavens we haven't had a lot of bots. I hate when the bots join in on the chat for obvious reasons. Okay, wait.
One of the things I love about Rust is
Yeah.
So hold
It
up.
assumes I'm an idiot because sometimes I am.
I've done this before. I don't remember how I did it. Rust does have the blessed feature like Python does where you can pin the version that you want this code to be run with by putting a file in the directory or editing cargo.toml or there's config.
There's a cargo log.
Cargo.
It's
It comes
happening every time you run cargo.
No. For Rust itself. So you can say, use this version of the Rust
you put it
toolchain.
in your cargo toggle.
Yeah.
Just say this is what the version of Rust I want is.
I thought, don't they respect that tool dash versions?
Nice.
They respect that file?
Oh, I get a
Dot
dog.
tool dash version.
Dot cargo.
I've never done it before.
Because there's the hidden file, the .cargo file. I think that's where you put it.
I know what you're talking about because I've done it before. I just don't remember how to do it.
I've got it documented on the blue pill when we did the microcontroller one. I have it documented in there, I'm pretty sure. I could go look at that again. Okay, anyway, so all right, I did my Rust up. Now I'm doing cargo run again. And
Rust toolchain.toml.
I'm still having the same problem. Now let me double check. Rust C -- version. Let's make sure. Oh wait, why didn't it work? I did Rust up.
Rust up update.
Yeah. And I still have 1.46.
Did it finish before you started doing other stuff?
Yeah, because
Spencer, can you
okay, I think I need to
can you open
switch
your
to it.
toml file so I can see what's in it?
I think I need to do Rust up switch or Rust
It's not
up.
working. So I
Rust
don't
up.
know.
Tool chain, something or other.
But it's correctly formatted, right?
You have a rust up override set?
But
Quite
that
possibly.
comes from Cargo New.
So look
Right,
at
but
the
I need to
rust
see your
up override.
dependencies.
That's just what I have.
Yeah,
in
what-
So what are you
Mine's completely empty. So.
So
It's still compiling with the old version, even though you updated.
That's what he's doing.
yeah.
Are
So
you still on an old version or is it?
sorry. I'm
Yeah, and
starting
still,
with-
how do I unset the Rust override?
Okay. So question, guys. Do we want all the same cookies or all different
Variety pack.
Variety pack.
variety? Okay.
Like get more of their most popular than the weird ones that.
The command to unset the override is rust up override unset.
Hey, that's relatively intuitive. I wonder if I just type rust up override and give it no parameters, if it would give me help that says that.
Possibly.
I'm going to try that because that would be a
You can
smart
also
thing
try
to do.
rust up override dash. That's a
Ah,
fairly commonly supported parameter
yeah.
option, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, yeah, that indeed does work, and it does indeed say unset. Huzzah! Okay, so I'm going to unset because I think my problem was that when we did the blue pill meetup, I was also using this computer, and that's the last time I compiled a Rust project on this computer. Probably last time I compiled a Rust project. Well, I think it can be either, actually. I think you can do an override for your system, or you can do per... I remember this...
Specifically, it's called a directory override, so I'd be surprised if it's just.
Well,
You might have done it like a Utah Rust directory or something.
no, what in the world is going on? I am still getting...
Do you have have you installed Rust more than one way? Like through brew and through rust up?
I only install Rust
This
or
is the Python.
anything
Come on.
through Webby, and Webby uses Rust up.
Okay, so you use
What's
rust
that?
up. So maybe check which cargo you're actually executing and go look at it.
Cargo bin Rust C. It's my home directory .cargo bin Rust C.
That's right. That's what rust up uses is .cargo.
Yeah.
So that sounds right.
If you do Rust C version now, does it print the right one?
I'm going to try Rust up toolchain.
Yeah. How many? Maybe just uninstall the old tool chains. Oh, rust up has a way to set the default tool chain.
Rust up default stable.
Stable, slated stable. So that should be 1.6.
Hey, it worked.
Oh, yeah, stable. There you go.
I did Rust up default stable. Now,
Now it's using stable instead of the previous default.
yeah, so I think what it was before I had set Rust up default. And then Rust up override. Okay, cool. All right, we're good.
All the commands.
So what version of Rust are you on?
I am on 1.61, which is 22.05.18. So 3 weeks ago. That's what I'm on. All right, so now I'm going to run cargo run again. All right, now it's recompiling everything. We're in a good spot. I'm going to go check and see if we have any comments.
So did you Rust up update? Is that what it is?
Yes.
What?
I don't have to.
So I did rust up update, but that's not enough. You also need to do rust up default stable.
If it's not doing that
If you
already.
previously had it just set to default stable, you shouldn't have to do that, I don't think. If you previously set the default to a specific version, then you probably have to unset the default of this specific version by setting stable. That would be my guess.
I think AJ was kind of in a special case with the blue pill.
Well, yeah, but
Just in case, now we know.
if you were just randomly copying and pasting something from somewhere,
I mean, that's always a dangerous thing to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're a noob and you're following tutorials, I mean, it's good to know, hey, this is the process. I mean, I like to provide, if I can, hey, if you've never done this before, this is how you install. One line. This is how you check your version. If your version isn't right, this is how you change your version.
Right.
For these sort of, and especially
And
when
your-
it's something
your
that,
tutorials are at least trustworthy, whereas like random tutorial, it's like, yes, this tutorial will definitely not steer me wrong.
I try. I get things wrong too, but I try. Okay, so now in the examples folder, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 files. Do I need to copy all 4 of those files?
Each one of those files is a different example. You only need to copy the contents of the one you want.
Okay,
Notice I said contents.
great. All right, I'm copying all the contents, and I'm going to replace my source main with these contents.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I'm getting rid of it.
The cookies are on their way.
Excellent.
They said they have the best cookies they have ever made coming their way.
I
said-
feel like they're lying.
That's what they said.
No, that's not always.
Well, it depends on what they have.
Good job, guys. World's best cup of coffee.
Okay, but now it says can't find create HTML5 ever, and then it says a bunch of stuff not
Have you
found.
run cargo build?
Are we still helping Spence?
We're helping AJ and people that.
I want to know how to take this and put this
Yeah,
in
if we
a.
were in a situation where we wanted to take an example project and move it into somewhere.
It shouldn't be this complicated.
So how far have you gone?
So I think I just got to exactly where he's at, and I'm getting the same error. So what dependency am I missing?
That
Well, so there's 2 dependencies you need.
Yeah, they're both in the
They're both
cargo.com.
there. And what is the error you're getting?
The trait tree sync is not implemented for RC.
Oh, you're in the same problem. I think that. Okay, so what version of Rust? You've got the same version of Rust. You've got 1.6.1.
Well, let's see. You copied the example out of the head, not the latest release. So it could have drifted quite a bit of ways.
Oh, that's
You
true.
could
I'm
either,
on 157.
I'm on 124.3. Is that wrong?
That's even older than his.
How am I old?
Wait,
I just updated.
so no, we've got the same problem. So you're running Rust up. You need to run Rust C -- version. Okay, so you're good there. Now run cargo -- version, and it should be, I think, similar.
It should
Okay.
be the same.
Good. So you're good there. But I think the problem may be what was it Nate just mentioned?
Yeah, that the example's pulled from something in that isn't the dependency that we're pulling. We're
Because-
pulling a different version of the dependency than we are the example.
Well, what's published on
Yeah.
crates
Oh, jeez.
is different from what's published on GitHub. So I think
Right.
what we need to do is not do
Pull it directly from GitHub.
with the tag on GitHub if it's available.
We need to check out the right
you have 2
before we
options.
copy the file.
You could change your dependency to point it to the latest tip
Mhm.
of the Git repository, like you downloaded the content from.
Yeah.
Or you could download the example file from the latest release version. Right. And you
Well, that sounds more hard. That sounds more
What
hard.
it sounds
just
like
go
is
to
that
the branches and tags
Yeah.
button on GitHub and switch it.
Okay, so look, here's the thing. This person's not that great at Git.
the thing that they're saying is that they're missing.
Their markdown sucks. I'm sorry if this person's watching right now because I did mention that we're live streaming trying to figure out how to build their project. But their markdown sucks and they have no Git tags. So either this is a project that
On
just
HTML5 ever?
7 years ago, this project was started 7 years ago.
Are you talking about HTML5 ever?
Yeah,
There's lots of tags.
I see no tags.
But the example.
Go on the right where it says releases. 65 tags.
But it doesn't. Okay, maybe GitHub changed their interface.
Yeah, I think they did. They used to show them in the branches drop down, and they don't now. I did the same thing just then.
Oh, it's stupid. What do you call it? Responsive design. If you make it 2 pixels wider, then it shows tags. But if you make it 2
Really?
pixels narrower,
then
I
you probably
hate
have-
responsive design so much because it's dark UI. Okay, I take everything back. The markdown, maybe not the best. Tags are there.
So I'll be honest, I'm kind of curious what you guys are running into because I did exactly what I told you to do, where I did a new cargo project. I used cargo init instead of cargo new, but created a cargo project, copied the contents into main RS, added the two dependencies with the star, and it works fine.
You're wearing the wrong shirt. This shirt is what we need to wear.
I mean, I'll go on for
Can
it.
you-
Works on Linux.
Can you show me the? Can you show us the
I am on
TOML
Linux.
file?
What?
Can you show us your TOML file? See why they're different? Or what's different about your
Wait,
file?
this is weird. I did a build first, and then I did a cargo run, and now it's working.
Yeah, because cargo build has to install and build your dependencies so that they're to run with.
Oh, sure.
Otherwise, the binaries don't exist.
Okay.
This isn't JavaScript where things just automatically run.
Well, it's just
So
if
language
you
has to be
have
compiled.
tooling. Okay, so in both Go and JavaScript, the tooling is pretty darn good. If something's not installed, it will tell you
So if you run cargo
this
build,
isn't
I
installed.
would have assumed that
Yeah,
cargo run
but let me
build
run it again.
before
No,
it
because
installs, doesn't it? Or is that just a like kind of build?
cargo run will run I think
We
cargo
have-
run does a cargo
Exactly the same file.
example. Yeah. So what are you seeing? Have you run cargo build?
So mine says
Cargo
running,
build.
but nothing's happening.
Yeah, so if you
So you
read
need
the
to get
code,
input.
it's wanting an input from standard in.
Which
So you can do like curl
it works.
https wikipedia.org or www.wikipedia.org pipe, and then your cargo run.
you can also use
I'm getting
example.com.
tree sync,
That works too.
and we're both getting.
All right, it
We're
works.
both
We're both
getting.
getting the same error.
It works. I got it. I get an extra cookie, right?
There are enough for an extra.
So
So what's different about yours versus mine?
I don't know.
What does your tree look like? Is you just copied it in his main RS, right?
Yeah. It's just right here in main RS. Just straight file. I just
That's
copied and
exactly
pasted it
what I did.
exactly. So
So I have a script that does from an empty repository. I have a script that does everything to get to where I'm at,
This is
but
frustrating.
it errors.
cargo.
All right, I'm gonna post my mabob in the chat.
Okay, so what was that last thing you wrote?
Actually,
So
I'm
I
gonna
just,
post
I
it
just
in the
curled
issue.
a website that I know and piped it to cargo run.
Okay, because the only thing.
That's what I did.
So keep in mind, this is a warning. This is not an error.
All right, but okay.
There is an error though.
So you did get an error, but what is the error? Because the tree sync is
Scroll down a bit.
Not
no,
it.
the tree sync is there for me.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, just scroll up.
The tree sync is not implemented for RCW. Yeah, that's the same in these games.
and I'm frozen. There we go.
That's less than ideal. But yeah, so it worked on his using. I'm assuming you're still using the star stuff. You didn't.
I think I'm still using the star stuff. Let me double
And
check.
I'm using the star stuff, and it works fine.
Okay, but
So
I
I'm really curious why
prefer
yours.
to use the ones that are the same.
So I believe the star is
Oh.
026.
What the letter L is HTML5 ever supposed to mean?
What?
Oh, it's literally I thought it was leet, HTML sever, and I'm thinking.
That's what I thought at first,
It's
too.
HTML forever except 5 because it's
Eh.
HTML5 forever.
If you've ever seen Victor Borge's inflationary language stand-up comedy, you get it.
I need to
have
see
not.
that.
You should watch that.
What is it called?
Inflationary language.
Victor Borges.
Does he do conference talks at programming?
No, he's actually a
I think he's a
concert
pianist, right?
Yeah, he's a pianist.
Oh,
A
pianist.
Danish pianist.
Pianist to.
And he's
Pianist
dead.
com-
isn't he?
he's dead, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
he's not coming.
I'm
He's actually the last VHS I ever watched was the Victor Borge one.
We had a Victor Borges.
Is that insensitive?
Yeah. It was the last
really.
VHS I ever watched because of
All right.
VCR.
I love-
and
we
then
loved
never got another VHS.
Everybody loves him.
So let me see your cargo tunnel. I mean, I know you've shown
I was
it.
about
Oh yeah,
Pull it
yeah.
up again.
14.
Assuming you got your things working.
long ago.
Cat cargo tunnel.
I wonder if I misspelled.
I mean, if you misspelled it, it would tell you that you.
It would tell me
it.
that it would tell you have virus.
So when you run -- examples, it looks at all of the secondary level example
It
folders?
looks in the example folder at the files for a matching name.
Well, what if you have two files in completely different folders that have a
They will
matching
be in
name?
the.
No, first level only, I think.
Well, that's not where I ran it from. I think.
I would guess if there's an ambiguity, it'll give you an error, and if not, it'll run it.
Well, I would have guessed that if it didn't have the files that it needed, it would throw an error and
It
Not try to
does
run it.
have the files. You just haven't built them yet.
Okay, so what?
Sorry, this was
So
too helpful.
okay.
So, okay, so we still haven't figured out why our computers are acting differently than everybody else.
I'm going to give you the instructions.
Somewhere.
Especially since
We're gonna
Keep doing.
We're gonna get a write
I know
up
he's on
of this. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm on.
You're
I'm
on.
doing right. Yeah.
And where's your actual source file?
Effectively.
So yeah.
Bidding stuff.
Sounds cool. If that only things were access to target.
Doing things and stuff.
So it's literally copied.
You want to do some basic
Yeah, it's just exactly.
It's not anything.
Okay,
But he was getting the tree thing too.
this is
You guys
what
are the
I.
only two that are getting it, which is why it's weird.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this script on
Oh, you need.
right here. This is the script that I did
Well,
to
I
get
mean, like
from
programming
nothing
for what?
to running.
Like as a rush.
Looks at mine errors, but from what I can tell, it ends up exactly the same as what you've got. So I clone the repository, I make the new new cargo project. I copy that,
You're writing a different.
print rcdom
All
as main rs.
Yeah.
I go into that directory. I add the two dependencies into the cargo toml,
Mhm.
and then I run it.
Good work.
Like that.
Like I said, it's really odd that only your two guys' computers have the error, and his works fine.
Let's see.
Well, I'm gonna
Can someone else
post
run
this.
this script that I just put on Discord? Jojo Byte just put something on there.
That's just.
Oh, that's the
reading that
that's the
example.
original one. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
The only thing I can think of is that your cargo build is not up to date, so you can try cargo update.
mine's
I think
definitely
that's
not
a-
up to date. How do I update?
No, just run. I think doesn't cargo update your like
Updates the
free clones and
dependencies.
build.
Oh, that's
dependencies again, right?
No, I think that just updates the cache.
Yeah,
Is that like running apt update?
probably.
Cargo.
Try cargo clean and then cargo build.
Yeah,
See if
let's
it
try
just
it. Yeah.
Wipe it away and start.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Cargo. And then
And then
RM
you
how
can
do you-
LS
how do
to
you
see if you
update?
have a target directory.
and then RM-RM/ right?
That's an option.
Okay.
I mean, this is
Cargo
Linux, so you
update
might
will
actually be able
update
to
the
do it.
dependencies in the lock file.
You gotta use
How do you actually
no
update cargo?
preserve root.
No preserver. It's now you have to. You can't just do that now.
Rust up.
You can't. You cannot
Command not
delete
found.
yourself.
Install it. Which one?
How'd you install?
I don't know. That was.
I don't think that's how you install Rustup usually, is it?
Not usually.
Go to rustup.rs, I think.
Well, if you're running Rust, then
You can install it somehow.
So here's my question. What was that thing that
Not
will
in there.
automatically version the dependencies in cargo.toml correctly?
go back to the kernel.
Nothing.
version then? You mean there's
So
a
that's
cargo
what it is.
add?
There was something, somebody said, don't ever run this because it'll update your dependency versions. What was that?
Oh, that was you.
What? Me?
The cargo command that updates all of your dependencies to whatever the latest is.
Yeah, so cargo update says in the documentation that it updates dependencies as recorded in the local log file. So
No, but you were mentioning earlier there was a cargo plugin for
Oh, yeah,
adding
yeah,
something
that's
to
cargo.
automatically
Okay.
push everything to the latest.
So maybe I should
Cargo
clean
update.
and then delete the lock. Or
You can delete the lock and clean it and
and maybe that'll be better.
scratch. Are you still getting the same issue?
I know if you touch this computer, it will work.
What's interesting is you're getting a whole bunch of weird errors that I don't get.
Install.
So this was
Look at
what
it,
he has Rust installed, but not Rustup.
Installed it some other way, huh?
I thought I used. I think I used Rust up for a long time.
I just went on the website. and just did this.
I'm going to say this 1,100,000 times. Don't ever install anything on your computer unless you're using webinstall.dev.
Oh my god.
Don't use brew.
AJ.
No, I'm dead serious. If you're a newbie and you are not intimately familiar with all the ins and outs of Linux and music,
go to this random website and install everything it tells you to.
No, it's not random. It's his. It's his.
It is random website.
but look at brew. Brew is a flipping dumpster fire,
I
right?
agree.
It installs
That's
500
why I'm on
megabytes of
Linux.
Okay, well, okay, apt
Brew's
is
on
worse than
Linux
brew.
too, if you want.
Disagree.
I'd say it's better, but it's still its own version of a dumpster fire in a way.
But to be fair, I would prefer to be on Arch, where I get Pacman.
Well, then be on Arch then.
How about Nix?
Okay, I must have used apt to install Rust.
Yeah, never use apt to install developer tools ever, under any circumstance. Because it
Somebody
will
uses it
always
full
install the
time.
wrong version.
I disagree. It works fine.
Yeah,
No, it does not, because it didn't work. And it
you think-
installs the
what
wrong
if I
version.
put
It
this-
installed,
didn't
it
install
installed
the
a version, and he hasn't updated
It
it.
just didn't install Rust.
What if I put this in a Rust,
Don't,
like
I'm
a
telling
Docker
you,
container?
don't use apt.
I don't know that it would necessarily change anything, but you're welcome
You
to try.
will not, you will never regret not using apt for developer tools. If it's a system, libSSL, yeah, you want to use apt. But if it's something that you need to get your work done, apt is terrible.
There we go. Okay, Rust up.
I think it still has
Never had an
Node
issue.
14. Or Node
Yeah, but why
18
would you
now.
not be using NVM?
Why would you need to use NVM?
I use it all the
Because you
time.
might have projects that have old versions and haven't updated. Breaking changes make projects not work. So you have to use the old version or it doesn't work.
Well, I use Webby, so I don't have to worry about that problem because I just type Webby node at 1.14 and then boom, I'm good.
Or just NVM, so that as soon as you CD into the directory, it automatically changes for you.
Too much shell magic doesn't work with fish. Oh, I think maybe did they add the fish version?
I think they did.
Okay.
I mean, there's also a fish version of NVM. But
Same here.
I will admit, fish does make life somewhat more difficult in places because people don't accommodate those things.
Well, fish, I think what fish got right was not using
Copy
readline.
that and put it.
What fish got wrong was fish.
See, I like everything about fish, especially the fact that it's not bash. I actually like the fact that it is actually not a fork of bash, and therefore is not susceptible to the same vulnerabilities with environment variables and things like that that they keep finding every few years. And I also like the fact that the syntax for scripting isn't insane.
You should try new.
But I don't want if I want
That one's a
to
JavaScript thing.
if I want
That's
to
the
if I want to script something that I'm just going to write and go.
I'm using it on Linux right now.
Looked at new shell, and I'm trying to remember why I didn't want to switch to it.
It was really new. They recently revamped the entire underlying engine, and it's even better.
But the files were
Like,
large.
it's really
They
good.
were volume mounted into the container
Check it out.
that we actually use. And so
Yeah,
then when we
it's
ship
really,
it,
really odd that it works
what we
for
do is
everyone
we
else, but not you guys.
rebuild the
Well,
container.
again, I'm just wondering if I just put it on a
Where
Docker
volume
container and then it'll work.
copied in.
It's possible. I'm sure Rust has a Docker container.
Oh, yeah.
Pull down.
All right, I'm dropping this in the Discord. You two check this out. Let me know.
They would download
What happens?
my orchestration
All right, somebody has broken the rule. Somebody
tool with like
who copied and pasted who put a screenshot of code in the Discord.
I put the thing right below it. I copied the text right below it.
Okay, you copied the text. Good.
I'm not that much of a noob.
Okay. I don't see the text.
It's right below it.
The FreeSync is not implemented.
So I think he posted. It's not a screenshot of code. It's a screenshot of terminal output.
Yeah, terminal
Which is generally more acceptable because no one wants to copy your terminal.
No, you just. Hold on.
I copied the error from that terminal output. Right
I don't
below.
know if this will work in. This is terminal output. Let's see if this works.
If I do the same instructions, I get the same error. But if I
Interesting.
run the example in the actual repo, it works fine.
Oh,
You get the same error as us.
you need to
Yay, the same error.
Squiggles. Hey, Jay, you need to use
I'm trying to think of what would be different.
What?
with-
on your
What are you running?
terminal output. It's
So
crossed it out
we've
because.
updated,
I'm trying to fix that.
Oh, okay.
Are you on Linux?
Discord doesn't
Which
implement.
Fedora.
Fedora?
Yeah, Discord doesn't implement Markdown properly. So you're supposed to be able to do any number of ticks
Oh,
as an escape. So if I do 4 ticks, 5 ticks, 6 ticks.
Right.
So if I need to use 3 ticks inside, I can use 4, 5, 6 ticks on the outside.
right. Okay, I see what you're doing.
So and also you can use squiggly doos.
Mhm.
But Discord is not using a proper Markdown parser, and
What
so
Discord has their own
What
custom
custom
one.
is?
don't ask questions. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's
So maybe my initial question wasn't that newbie, right? It's a little difficult.
hey, I'm with you, man.
Yep.
But anyway, so check out the issue that I just posted that has everything. Also, JROM, you got to use Markdown.
I meant to. I just hit enter on accident.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna do
now.
Don't you love
There
in
you go.
Slack when people post 200 lines of output and not put the backticks on?
My favorite thing is on GitHub, and it's like they post literally like 25
If you got any
million
questions or
pages of their
comments.
log, and you're like, whoa, dude.
You're like, attach a file.
Now I have everything I need to know about your computer or something.
You
Yeah,
want
like their home directory and
The other home directory.
push what operating system they're on.
Push D is a CD command that builds up a stack so you can do pop D to return to your previous directories.
Yeah, H's.
Fun fact, you can just do CD dash to go to your last directory.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I think Jeff taught me that one many years ago. I think you also taught me push D back when you were doing closure stuff.
You did tell me how to do Hello World.
So can you?
Yeah.
Has anyone run the script that I put on the Discord just from a straight directory just to test it? You did,
That's what I did.
but you got the error. So Ed, can you try it on your computer? Just run that script and see if because you didn't get the error when you didn't run the
I
script.
did have to change it because the quoting was kind of weird.
Do you have curved quotes in your TOML file?
No, I don't. It's just echoing quotes, so there's backslashes, but it has backslashes
You
in it,
should
right?
use single quotes instead.
Yes, like if you.
Oh, is Tom will find a single
Oh, I
quote?
hate
No,
that
if
they
you're not
have
doing
the
something,
the
use single
slanted
quotes,
quotes. I
you
hate
put
that.
double quotes in.
Oh, okay.
If you're not doing
Yeah, that's a good idea.
use single quotes, not doubles.
You edit the Discord message.
Also, since I'm not in the Discord, how would you like me to get this script?
That's a great question.
Oh,
Basement.
Hey, you should
J-Rom,
probably join.
I'm in this Discord. I can copy it and get it in my.
I'm gonna
on Slack.
Slack.
I'm gonna put it onto.
Scan it and OCR it, then get it into Slack.
But you don't have a Mac, so you can't do that.
Can't do what? It's
You can't just select text in a video while the video is playing to copy the text and then paste it in a file.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I've never needed that capability.
Seriously, you've never watched a conference talk and wanted to be able to copy and paste the code to see if it runs on your computer?
No.
Oh, that's fine.
I tell conference people when they say this works. I go,
I mean,
okay.
most conferences
I go back to
uh,
looking at what
they,
they're
they
actually
have
talking
documents attached to it.
Maybe I'm weird.
Or if you do want to copy it, like
Yeah, usually there's slides or something that they attach so that you can get it. I
Yeah.
have never stopped a video to be like, let me copy this stuff so that I can
You haven't-
verify that what this expert is saying is true because
Hey, wait.
Verify.
Wait, we have a really important statement from For God that needs to be addressed right now.
Who?
For God. I wish I was at the point in my career where it would be worth learning Rust. What do we tell this poor soul?
start learning now.
Early in the career, late in the career, I'm not sure.
It's not enough
I mean, if
information.
she's retiring next week.
No,
yeah,
she.
Oh, she's retiring next week. Yeah, sorry.
what's the Discord server?
But I mean, even then.
Discord, if you are looking in the
Actually,
Twitch, there's a link to the Discord in Twitch
3 weeks from now.
or YouTube.
Open source always is the same.
Well, person on YouTube would like to try.
Look, you can't simply not be on any form of social media whatsoever and then complain that no one's giving you the link.
I'm not asking
for
you to give me, like,
osmosis.
I'm asking you to give me the name so I can search in like the Discord directory and just find it.
Nobody knows what a Discord directory is.
You don't even know what the name of your server on
It's
Discord
literally not Rust.
I have no idea how to
I
use
know what it
Discord.
is.
I'm not a Discord nerd.
That's what my job
You
is.
daggone weirdos.
Oh my gosh, what if
I think we're discoverable.
Okay.
You do have
All right, Spence, have you looked at the thing I posted with the
I
documentation?
don't have control.
That's not an answer.
haven't solved the problem.
That's not an answer. I solved it, Grayson. All right, have you looked at my issue?
Discord access.
Your issue?
I put in the Discord, I put the documentation for the solution. I'll put this in there again.
It's just really not. Really
Oh, you mean the yeah.
It's like,
This is your command.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ah.
DM me. Well,
Oh, whoops.
if I DM you, I don't have access to
I'm going to edit that right now.
I don't think the Rust C version needs to be 1.61 upgrade. In fact, I know it doesn't because I was on.
Well, I don't care that documentation works.
Oh, I just.
So I'm not going to try to do a binary search to find the minimum version. That version works. Old versions don't work. If you know the exact version, tell me, and I'll update the documentation with the exact version.
I don't know. It might be useful to put something in there though that says basically. I'll put a comment on it.
All right.
It's
very
unclear.
Copy the contents of
Yeah,
the
it starts with it plus.
replace
Well, that's the thing. It's a project.
name.rs
So your script is
with
broken
the
in that
contents.
you are.
Hold on, wait. I'm fixing it right now. Replace main.rs with the contents of.
It doesn't have asterisks. It has quotes. It has triple quotes with no asterisks. It's not valid.
No, he didn't use markdown.
That's also a problem. It's a different problem.
He didn't use the triple ticks. If he puts the triple ticks, you'll see that the asterisks are there.
Come look at my cargo.com.
What you posted in Discord was not valid because you didn't use the back.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I forgot to put the ticks around that. I can edit that.
Do you guys think we're having a nerdy conversation?
We're having an angry nerd conversation.
Is there any other kind?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Before you got here, we had civil conversation.
No,
You set the tone for the room. If you're, I know everything, and anybody doesn't know as much as me as a noob, which is true. Yeah, but okay, you don't have to point it out.
I'm pretty noobish myself.
Yeah, whatever.
Civil conversations the last time I was here.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, all right. I updated this. Okay, I'm updated.
Here, I've updated the Discord comment.
You try to change.
Do you want me to go babysit the front door for cookie delivery?
No, I'll run up there. They're just gonna leave it.
Get status.
All right, I need some more Dr. Pepper.
You like that name?
By the way, Forgot, I hope you appreciated our teasing.
Thank you for offering.
I think you know me well enough from the other live streams to not take offense with that. Okay, I'm gonna shift to somebody else's face now. The camera's just going to anybody's face. Not enough of Jeff's face though. We'll have a little more of Jeff's face.
Oh,
I want to know more Dr. Pepper. I need it after dealing with that guy.
sorry, he thinks that the basic
Is your laptop doesn't she?
will be documented.
Oh,
I mean, I appreciate when it's there, but like, because then it's like idiot proof in a way, where I'm the idiot.
But at the same time, it's one of those things that encourages people not to
Okay,
do
it actually got
well,
the
my understanding ecosystem because every repo tells them what to do.
That's fair.
I want people to put in the kind of bare minimum effort.
I am in
Get
kind
started.
of a somewhat of an outlier. Where
So,
like,
for the record, when I do it from your script, it fails too.
Wait, so are you saying we have to like not just copy paste from Stack Overflow?
Uh-huh.
and-
I mean,
and we have to think about what we're typing? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, you put one copy paste with Copilot.
you sit down.
They have the key. You can buy the key from Stack Overflow.
Everything
Control V,
is
Control C.
AGPL licensed, and I am not risking any of my code because it's something on the AGPL. It's a very niche industry, it's telephony, so all the stuff is AGPL licensed. I'm not touching it.
Amen. So, other new, interesting, might be a fact, might be rumor. I don't know because I don't have the firsthand sources. But I was having lunch with a friend this week, and he was talking to me about autism and ADHD and neurotypical and aneurotypical and all this stuff. And he said women bond over norepinephrine and oxytocin, and men bond over cortisol, which is the stress hormone.
That's the right answer.
Over pizza? No, but like as men, when we get in arguments and we fight it out, that's how we bond, as opposed to women bond more over kind experiences and empathetic
so you're
experiences.
saying
I think you're wrong.
So I
So we
mean,
need a more diverse group. We need more women to like kind of.
well, then we bond less.
Well,
So women are the problem.
Kind of sexy.
So you're anti-diversity. You don't want women in here. You sound sexist to me. I can't believe you would say such a thing.
This is the dude. That's the one. He's the one that ruined the moment.
So, just so you know, your script doesn't work. I get the exact same error off of your script.
So what the
Don't
heck is
get
the
it,
difference
but I
between
run
yours
it
and mine?
on
Is it because you use it and I use new?
Spence, stop listening to everybody else. Only listen to me right now. Open up the issue 476 on HTML5 ever
You just want the thumbs up, don't you? Thumbs up.
and go through that and see if it works. I believe it will.
Which one is it?
It's the one that I've pasted 600 times. I'll paste it again.
No. Stop.
No. All right, so here we go. AJ's probably working example.
No guarantees.
How to run this example for noobs? I wouldn't say noobs. I would say babies.
I said for babies. Good enough for me. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
What?
AJ, this is exactly what I wanted.
No worries, AJ. I thumbs up the comment on your PRing story or on your issue.
Yeah, that'd be funny. We all thumbs up AJ's thing, and then people are like, "Why does this have
No.
so many?"
Just thumbs up the one below. We did it in the gap. Remember that?
That's good.
Has CAPTCHA turned into an LSD?
No, Cargo
track?
Init did not change anything.
Look at you. That looks. What is all that?
Oh, because so what they're doing. Let me explain this. So okay, total side tangent. Super interesting. Will you show your screen? Is
Oh,
it still up?
crap.
Oh, you don't have it up anymore. Okay, so machine learning, the way that it works on images is basically edge detection. So you'll see tons of
yeah.
So if you have a picture of a dog, it doesn't actually pay attention. It makes a heuristic that basically breaks it down into black and white and then edges. So if you want to screw up a machine learning algorithm, all you have to do is insert, let me see if I can get this. All you have to do, and it may not show up in the video that well, but all you have to do is to, and I'm going to flip this over to this one so we can see this one bigger now. But all you have to do is basically put a sub image, do a little stenography, put a sub image in your image that just has edges of other things. And then when a machine learning algorithm that's been trained on images encounters this image, what it will see is the false edges. So if you look at what he's got on his screen here, there's a bunch of false edges that are put over top of the pictures of the planes and the trains and stuff like that, so that a machine will not be able to solve the CAPTCHA.
So by the way, did you mean steganography or stenography?
I don't know what I meant. I may have used the wrong word.
I think you can also mess up machine learning by adding like a certain type of noise to the image as well, and not just other edges, where like it scrambles the edges of the actual image.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening here.
Okay.
Information behind the images.
Yeah, it looks like.
So which is which?
There's like a checkerboard
Steganography
almost.
is the embedding of data into images in a hidden way, and stenography is taking notes on a typewriter. So they're not quite the same thing.
Not quite.
A little bit. Slight.
Bye, Jojo.
Specialized.
Say it again.
Steganography.
Steganography.
Like stegosaurus.
A stenographer is a typist, like a secretary's court
I have been
stenographer.
using that word wrong for years. I've been missing the G's. Probably because whatever idiot told me that word in the first place probably used the wrong word. So I blame that person.
Well, the easy way to remember it's steganography. You're hiding the picture of the stegosaurus inside the image.
So yeah, you can embed all sorts of data in an image that doesn't render,
Yeah.
and hide files that way and things like that. And I believe what it's AJ
Yeah.
was suggesting is that basically you can screw with machine learning algorithms by packing extra data in to put fake edges that don't really show up in the image, and then the machine learning algorithm will screw up.
Yeah.
My preferred one is the there's a thing I saw on Reddit that had a machine learning's worst algorithm's worst nightmare, and it had pictures of chihuahuas and blueberry muffins.
Oh
And you
yeah.
legitimately have trouble telling as a human.
Yeah.
Some of those blueberry muffins are not dogs.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I understand why a computer would hate this.
I think there's a similar.
Here, and there's enough for people to have
And
them.
there's a couple
There's
chihuahuas.
18 of them. There's 18 people here. But there's a variety. So
Cookie.
if you want a normal one,
Do they
I
have
think a similar
oatmeal
example to the muffin chihuahuas is someone zoomed in on a picture of dogs and it was like just the right brown color.
Are we
It looked just like fried chicken, and then you zoom out. They were like
pit bull versus potato?
they were brown poodles, I think.
Yeah. Wait, let me capture that here too. Hold on. I can't actually see it. Let me.
I'll move over to this side.
Oh wait, no, it's over here. All right. Well, put it anywhere. Now I can see. Now I can see what we can see. Oh, there we go. Yes. Which is a muffin? Which is a chihuahua?
It's a legitimately hard question.
Yes.
Which is surprising when you think about it on the face. You're like, there's no way that's a real thing. Then you look at the picture, you're like, oh my gosh, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. All right. So I'm just going to put in here that we are taking break. Oh, whoops. I guess I didn't want to duplicate by reference. I wanted to duplicate by value. Oh, well. All right. All right, that one's that one. And then this one, we just need to rename this.
Did you do version 18?
What? Version 18 of what?
Version 2018?
What are you talking about?
It says 2018 here in the thing you posted.
What are you? I have no idea what you're talking
Edition 2018 for Cargo Tommel.
Hold on.
Listen, Linda.
I don't know who Linda is. Wait, why is this showing a counter? Let's get that counter away. Okay. I'm just going to put up here, break. Yeah, all right. I'm going to put it on your face. Or you can put it on the screen. Yeah. All right, cookie break. That's what we're doing. We're doing cookie break.
Cookie break.
All right.
Where's your cookie, Spencer?
Not for me.
Thanks for the cookie. It's delicious.
Oh.
All right, I'll check some chat messages too. We have any chat messages? Okay, I'm gonna go get a cookie. Spence, at first I thought it was kind of silly to be buying everybody cookies, but now I really appreciate it because that guy there, he's a tough cookie, and I need a cookie now.
Okay.
I think actually I gave him enough of a hard time that I'm over.
So he was able to get it working, but not with my script.
Look, the problem is you're focusing on your script, which we know is broken. Instead, we need to focus on my script, which we know works.
Your script?
Where have you been?
Oh, right there. Sorry.
It's okay.
I thought yours was specifically to run it in the repository.
No, that was the first thing that I did. I can understand why you're confused. That may not have been clear. Well, because we're all yelling, oh, try my script. Oh, look at these commits. Oh, get these commits.
Well, I mean, you did commit it to the repo, so I thought it was in the context of the repo. I didn't actually read all of it yet. I had it.
Yeah, you and Spence.
I was in the progress or in the process.
Are you trying to now, Spence?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't.
Okay, what's up?
This is literally no different. Oh, is it because of cargo install?
I don't know.
That's no normally what cargo install.
So the
Cargo clean.
okay, I'm gonna
Cargo
go get a cookie.
install.
I'm getting a cookie. I'm getting a cookie.
Cargo install doesn't even work. What in the world is wrong with this?
It's supposed to be like a pancake, so I don't think that's actually so I think this is
I know what's wrong.
What?
I know exactly what's wrong.
Is it something stupid?
Yeah.
What is it?
I know it's wrong. Figured it out.
Is it like a bad line ending or something
It's
like
right.
that?
It's right here. It's this edition 2018. It doesn't work with 2021. Pretty sure.
What? That comes from the cargo new.
No.
I'll give it a shot. So I'm changing 2021 to 2018.
I'm pretty sure.
No, that didn't fix it for me.
Copy the whole thing that he has in his thing for the cargo TOML. This whole thing. And maybe I misspelled something. But
Markup.
But I typed in this. I copied this whole thing right here,
Yeah.
that whole
I'm
thing,
about to.
and then
I wanna
and
see
it
what's
worked for
different
me.
then. Is it because there's no authors in mine?
Jared, I remember talking to you last time about team organization stuff. You figure that all out?
Dude, I'm making headway.
Hmm?
Making headway.
Right. What did you guys decide on?
Well, it's that's still going on. I think we realize we probably need to hire people for it, but it's how we hire, how we allocate. But also, I think we're discovering the importance of language. Like sometimes you say, hey, look, we're going to want to be strictly agile in our management, and this will influence how we use the tools. That if some people have like a negative reaction to that, then they're like, I'm not doing that. I did that before, that sucked. Or I did that before and we did it this way, and you're doing it this way, which is wrong. And so people try to dance around language, reinvent language, basically do the same thing in a different name. And we have this as an
What
experiment.
the heck?
One of the teams
It does,
we
that
want to
fixes it.
implement
What does?
X.
Copying his cargo.toml.
Yeah.
There's no noticeable difference.
Y.
So there's like some hidden character or something.
So the example is one team's like, we want to do 2 weeks sprints. We don't want to use the word sprint because that might make people.
I don't even
So
know.
we're going to call them X.
Look at the like. We could commit it. We could commit it to like get committed and then like put the difference in and then like tell what it is.
Well, you wouldn't have done it.
Okay, so I pasted in your cargo TOML. It worked.
What?
I pasted in your cargo TOML. It worked.
Okay, cool.
That's stupid because it goes off edition 2018, not 2021. It does not work on 2021.
No, but I changed mine to 2018.
Because mine's on.
I changed mine to
Because I put it
2018.
on-
That wasn't it.
Really?
Yeah, I just changed to 21
So do
to.
you know what editions are?
They're just the different versions of Rust, right?
No, they're the different versions of the syntax. So if you have a library that is using Rust 2018 edition, what that means is that when the compiler processes it, it will use the specific setup, like the preludes and the keywords and things like that, that were defined in the 2018 version of Rust. And then if you're using the 2021 version, it has a different set of prelude includes and things like await that didn't exist in previous editions. So the editions is basically how they can evolve the syntax without breaking backwards compatibility. So what you have in your TOML just says what your code is going to look like. The one that I ran first is using 2021 edition,
Oh, that's all right.
and it works fine.
Well, I feel like I've been on teams that did like 2 week sprint agile type of grooming.
Okay, you want to know how ridiculous the color temperature in this room is?
Very natural.
It is
Color part never.
3,500.
Like 70.
It's pretty standard.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's normal light bulb. Daylight light bulbs are 5,000, I think, and then normal light bulbs, like the more yellow color light bulbs, are 3,500.
Okay, well, there you go.
Oh,
I just thought I had to turn that dial a lot. I thought, yeah, you're
So what
probably.
did you end up doing to make it work? You
I
copied
copied his thing,
But there's no difference.
and I couldn't
his? Is
figure
it,
out
no,
what.
I would argue that there has to be some difference.
There has to be some
There's
difference.
got to be difference, but it's not visible.
So
There's nothing we could look at and say, oh, that's different.
Well, you can.
The underscore.
You'd have to
The
binary
underscore is
compare.
gone, but
Wait, what?
well, his had an underscore and
Mine
it
didn't.
works. Script doesn't.
Mine didn't.
But yeah, you'd need to basically probably do a diff on it.
A binary diff.
You might want to do just diff, and it might show you that some character is wrong or something.
Which is
but-
why we come back to.
What
Yeah,
if
it definitely? I can say
Before
for
we saying like, how do you
example,
work
yours does not work on my machine either,
down?
but the one that I did by hand works fine.
so we need to get the diff on that Tommel.
You can undo. Actually, you did
You,
it with them, so I don't
you need
have to-
version control.
What?
You need the version control or 2 separate files.
Yeah, so here's what I'll do. I'll do a
Run his script.
Yeah, I'm going to rerun my script.
cargo run.
Cargo
Your
run.
derivation of the
Start.
word kind of implies
You can't start
you're
with
doing it from scratch, so you have to kind of feel it out, which means it's hard to hire into someone with a lot of experience.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
You know,
not.
like, yeah, like, this person we just hired.
So-
Can help us manage.
What's the difference? Does anyone know what the difference between cargo init and cargo new is?
Compatible, or are they trying to steer the ship? their own way, right?
No, I'm asking because I always use cargo init.
yeah. I think I used new because it was in the book. I think maybe.
I may have started before new was.
I'm one of the worst people.
Okay, so I do that. And then I
Send it to stand up.
Yeah, or like I'm working on.
It works.
If it's
so
like
that's
a
good.
tangent that I'm working on, I wouldn't even bother to mention in a standard.
And then I go and
Someone
I
gave me advice like that.
go to.
It doesn't pick out anything except the name of the project being different, the authors being different. Well, I don't even have an author now, but I tried adding an author, so I haven't changed it.
But that's not the reason I should cut. That's
And the
important,
addition,
but I'm not gonna
which I also
say
tried
it every
changing.
single day. Because
That's the only thing it picks out of the diff.
Yeah, that is
That's
very,
the
very
reason.
good.
Is there a way to
Yeah,
binary
like,
diff?
you're actually
I'm
getting-
sure there is a way.
which no one would
I don't know if you can do it with that tool because diff in that tool is basically Perl.
Team, my first internship.
So where do you work?
Where do I work? I work at a telephony company down in Pleasant Grove.
Okay.
So I do weight platforms.
So working on the thing, need help with it.
Okay, I need to focus.
Mostly
And like,
in
like, well,
Java,
this
not
is
Rust.
very helpful. Most of the time we need help. I've been here and I've.
Good old Java.
And I've been a part of it.
if you do diff dash y,
Pop it in the.
it'll show side by side.
Do it, and that works really well.
Diff
But I
dash
think it's
y,
the time.
bin slash bash. Oh, but maybe not on binary files.
Yeah, I agree. I think in those situations, stand up is honestly more of
I mean, they're not binary files. It shouldn't be a binary difference.
bond.
Yeah, there's no difference.
Well, yeah.
No substantial difference between those two files.
I have no idea.
That's just stupid.
It's far more necessary. But
Well, what's really weird is that it
Yeah, I'm trying to.
doesn't appear to be just out of curiosity. No, it shouldn't matter. Try changing the name to something lowercase instead of capital title case. See if it's something stupid like that.
Okay.
The name of what?
But my goal is to
Crate.
get everybody on the call engaged.
So basically, they copied AJ's Pommel and it worked.
you guys
But
like
there's
that?
no
But there's like no difference beyond. like the name of the crate and
Like if you diff the two files.
yeah, that's what we're doing. Is we're dipping the files going. But different.
No, did you say there was different?
Well, yeah, because
Only
they had
in,
different
only in
project names
inconsequential lines,
and
like the project name and
author's line
Yeah.
and stuff like
In
that.
addition, those are the only three lines that are different.
Yeah, like the actual dependency section.
On a single loop, maybe it makes more sense.
Which is why I was like, maybe having a capital letter in the name screwed something up. I have no
Call
idea.
it example.
I've never put a capital letter.
Right? That was the thing. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen a crate with a capital letter as the name of it. It's all lowercase. So maybe cargo does something weird if you do a capital.
Could be.
I'm not gonna lie. If it is, it's like, hey, we should go cut the cargo. Be like, you guys should.
Hop on, okay, it's been 10 minutes.
Yeah, I literally don't.
That's it.
And he had an underscore in his. He had an underscore leading the name of his.
Now, can
Oh, I
contain a capital?
reproduced it. I reproduced it.
But the
So
underscore
this
back?
is not working. So I have this. This is the not working.
I mean, yes, the bug, but.
No, it's not capital.
Part of me said-
Is it that I had a number in mind?
Yeah, he had.
Did you start?
He had a
No,
number.
he got like HTML5 or HTML5 ever.
Perfect.
Make a difference.
So I have the not working state. Now I'm going to copy in
This.
his TOML.
Okay.
It's okay if you, I think it's okay if you discover.
That's really weird that they edited it and all of a sudden it started to try to run.
What operating system are you using? Just.
I use it for is like indexing. I'm certain this person.
I wonder if it's the way the file's
I
saved.
need to apply that.
Nope, the number still works.
20 minutes.
No, I'm wondering if it's the way the
Or
TOML file's saved somehow. Because I know, like, sometimes if you use the wrong editor or something, you use the wrong code.
Windows by default uses
Is it the backslash?
UTF-16.
Does it?
It's just supposed to be UTF-8.
Usually it's either.
Well, I'm editing it.
I would write it off.
Not
Well,
Windows.
in Windows subsystem.
It's Linux. It's running the Linux kernel.
It's not the new lines, is it?
That was one of my thoughts, but I just got it to work by only changing one line.
Yes, but when you saved the file in bin, did it convert stuff?
I tried that with
That's the thing that's always
but I changed I've added an author line and a
This is my understanding. How
addition line in the same
Author is a
command line editor, and it didn't fix it. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you make it break again?
Basically to say like
that's what I'm working on.
every pod.
Did it have a bomb marker at the start of the file?
Oh, especially since it's not even valid in UTF-8. If you read the spec, it says don't do it.
So yes.
Okay, here are
I did
the
run into that one on one time with the Python.
here are the only things I'm changing.
You're just like,
Here-
it's invisible.
Tho-
Like,
those are
text edit.
those are the only things I'm changing, and then I'm going to see if this
Now
works.
it's working with that name.
These are the lists.
That suggests that something was in a weird state.
I'd go make the initial file that wasn't working the same way you made it before, and go text edit the file. Look at it.
All my structures seem to be working.
I bet it's something wrong with the
My dad one time edited a Python file I did.
contents of the file
Yeah.
that weren't seen.
He edited it with
This.
what is the Mac text editor, whatever, and which does the curly quotes by default, and put a tab into the Python file.
Even though
all
I
of
was
those.
on there eventually.
And I had to go onto the server and try to figure out which one of the.
So that's
White
the
space
only
file.
file. That's the
That won't
only
break
time
time,
you
so-
hex edit files. So it's gonna help.
Why not?
Yeah. I was at the time. I literally just went through every line. I was like, "Is this the tab? Nope. Next line. Is this the tab? Nope." Because I didn't know how to make it show white space characters.
Yeah.
But yeah,
One thing that we did was.
that experience made me believe that white space delimiting is a bad idea. I understand Python does it. It doesn't make it a good idea.
In this team, we have like our dailies.
Well, Python had a
In here, it's just a.
UTF
So usually if we're gonna do
8,
here,
I think, attack,
like this channel. has a
where
daily,
it shifted the order of characters, so you
Like
could
it to cargo.
Yeah,
actually have malicious
here,
code.
I'm working on this thing.
Okay, let's try this.
Just have an open invitation. I know some teams that have done like office hours type thing, where like they have those Zoom meetings.
Okay.
Zoom meeting for
Running
like 4 hours.
the script.
So now I'm going to break it
Did
by.
it work?
It worked.
It doesn't look like it worked.
It's not work. Isn't that working?
Yeah, that's worked.
Do people?
Yeah, that works.
That works. That's.
Oh, that's well.
That's the output.
No, scroll up. Where does it say like the?
Because this is where it's-
Yeah, that's just the output of curl. Where's
Okay.
the actual output. That's the output of the website. That's not actually running.
Just take the
project.
curl out. Just do cargo run. You should. Yeah, there you go. That's right.
It's working.
Okay, so it's running, which is better than we were getting before.
Okay, so
Aren't you supposed to curl
Yeah,
it
that's why I
in?
was like, how did I thought I saw you pipe it in, and then it didn't actually do it.
Still working on figuring out exactly on confirming what it is. I changed the thing I changed to get it to work. I changed it back and it didn't break it.
Right, because it was something in the way you initially created the file.
No, 'cause
Maybe-
What's interesting is
I
I took his bash script and ran it on mine, which is just a base Ubuntu install, and it doesn't work on mine, which suggests something in the way that he's generating that file is wrong, except that he's
Except that
generating.
the only two things I'm adding to that file.
So
are the last
isn't this
two.
what you got when you did
I'm echoing into the
example.com or
file.
something? Or did you-
Not exactly. It prints it out differently. This is literally just printing the whole thing.
So what did you do?
That, like exactly what you're doing there. I just don't know why. Do dash s after curl.
Failed to parse.
All right, camera's still rolling.
No idea, but
Spence has got an excellent.
you can probably.
This is going really
How are
well
you-
based
How are you
on.
going to? Let's assume that it's working because it builds. How are you going to make it break? Because you said you're going to break it.
Well, then I just revert
Do
it
a
and
get
see if.
diff. So that's the lock file.
Before people
Just
start
put
using,
space.
make sure you grab a sticker if you haven't already.
Space will go page by page.
Because it's specifying.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
That's your cargo. That's your cargo lock file,
Sticker and then put it on top.
which. I don't
That's the
know
thing,
why
is
that
like
would
some
be
of these were
make a
like.
difference.
So it was 2018 to 2021.
There's the actual
So like
change
they
right
didn't
there.
make any more after I got.
You are just
So that's
the best
why-
for bringing these. These are.
I'm gonna see if I
So
can
I'm
get an
pretty
order
sure
of
I'm
some more
running
of these and
that
then-
edition 2021
Oh,
on mine, and it
Tron
works fine.
stack. Those
So I don't think it's the edition.
like Tron stickers.
It really is literally like exactly the same
I need to
file,
get some more of these.
except for
and
the
then I need to
author's
make
line,
some
which is ignored,
Specific Utah.
and the
recipes.
edition, which shouldn't matter. Although actually, would the edition matter?
Where will you?
No, I changed it and it didn't fix it. So I have a broken one right
I feel
now.
like you gotta cover. Is there another language here? Oh, JavaScript.
I started with JavaScript again.
Yeah, weak JavaScript.
And out of curiosity,
If I change edition,
Dave.
Tell me your name.
I'm Dave. I believe we met when we did John James's
Yeah.
review.
Take-
One that was Discord is asking. I have a working cargo lock in the Discord.
Except for the one who was and I had 5 kids from
So the
Southern
cargo lock changed when I did the 2018.
Right.
So did you notice that?
I haven't been.
So if I look at the cargo lock here,
Yeah.
it changed
2021 or just 2018?
a few things.
Because I'm pretty sure mine's 2021.
So AJ, do you have yours working?
Yeah.
Scriven's wanting a working cargo lock in the Discord,
Oh, okay. We'll do
just so
that.
you know when you get a chance.
All right, I will do that.
Yeah, I'm using 2021 in mine. It works, and yours doesn't.
yeah, I can change mine to 2018. It doesn't fix. I don't think it's the version.
Oh, did you not get yours working at all?
I did at one point, but by copying his in, it works. But I haven't figured out what to do. And at one point, I did.
Really, really weird.
Never heard of it. So it's like a language.
But I noticed when I put in what AJ had, and then I ran it again on 2018 version or something,
Literally changing the name.
it put it in the.
The cargo course.
One course I didn't have to take.
I honestly wonder if it's that capital.
No, I changed my script so it doesn't have a capital.
Okay.
It's still great.
It does have an underscore in the middle of the word, but that should be fine.
You have to cancel the stupid
You're-
bot.
No, I was not.
Did you actually try?
Yeah, I use the same strong.
Did you use the Chewbacca defense? This might that might be where you went wrong.
Maybe I didn't use the Chewbacca defense.
That part, no.
No, any language you want.
Wait, I already know what.
For sure.
Okay, I'm going to switch this back over to. Oh wait, no
I
signature.
think it's mostly just understand. So I'm not returning anything yet. That's the error.
Oh, this one. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go back around.
I know that Mac.
I'm going to show you a beautiful
It's
line
a perfect here.
because I don't know what else to show.
It takes like
Difficult. Well, I guess I can point around and show mine because I'm the one that's actually working on this right now, and I'm the one that's talking to myself right now. So I can show my face. Oh wait, okay, it's time to move around.
It doesn't matter what the name is that I put in the file. It only matters that I change the name line after I've initialized the package. And then run it again.
That sounds weird.
Yeah.
That sounds very, very weird because it doesn't seem to change whether it's cargo init or cargo new.
It doesn't.
No one's going to recognize me. I don't have my Beyond Code shirt on.
No, he's on Linux.
Oh no, it's
Interesting. Because I would guess that it's somehow
Take that back.
something to do with the way it's generating on the Windows.
not a WS.
Excel stuff.
So you don't have to do
Can
your
you
own
run it in VNL?
tokenizing and
What?
stuff.
No, it can't be a WSL thing because it does it on your computer.
And so
He's run on it. WSL, so asking it.
Oh, he is.
Right, but the script has nothing to do with WSL. It's just bash.
That's the part that's weird.
So the best
So it must
thing
be
I can
Echo.
think of is
Must be a problem with Echo.
So wait, are you on Windows?
I'm on WSL, so it's basically a
What terminal are you using?
but there's a few. There's a few.
No. What terminal? Not what shell. What terminal? Terminal is the window on the outside. Shell is the program on the inside. Are you on Windows terminal or are you on command prompt?
Okay, do Windows.
No, you're not.
So yeah. So here's yeah.
Or you're in command.
It's WSL.
No, there is no such thing.
Yes.
No, there's not. You are either in command, which is this.
Also, it doesn't matter because it goes for him and JoJo Bites. All have the same problem.
Well, it's a product.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's not
because-
something with my computer. We know that.
Okay, because it matters if it's command prompt rather than Windows Terminal. If you didn't install Windows Terminal, then not all of WSL can work correctly. Because there's the terminal emulator, and then there's the shell runs inside the terminal that populates the terminal. Okay, so the terminal emulator is your web browser. Internet Explorer is command prompt. Firefox is Windows Terminal.
Yeah.
And then Bash is the web page that's running inside.
Yeah.
So Bash can run in Windows
Right.
Internet Explorer and it can run in Firefox. Well, it can't, but example.com can run in either. Bash is the program that runs.
Right, but none of this is going to be affected by that.
Well, I believe you. It's just that there is an important distinction between command.exe because command.exe cannot handle all control and character sequences, whereas Windows Terminal can't.
So
Windows Terminal is a proper emulator.
What's interesting
AJ,
is
how did you have
it's
version
basically doing the
28?
same thing on mine.
What?
Where if I change the name of the file, I'm pretty sure it works. Running his script,
You change the name of the package.
change
and
the
it
name of the thing, and it works.
Wait, what are you changing the name of?
the package,
So
the,
he has
the name line in
he
cargo.com.
uses, he's using.
Oh, you need to. Oh, oops. That's yeah. So the cargo.toml needs to be. This is what's wrong with my thing. I still have the name being example 01 rather than being my print RC dom. So the name of the file doesn't match up with the name of the directory, and that matters, right?
No, yours works fine.
Mine works. Wait, then what's the problem?
Mine doesn't work. And then
But
if
we
you,
know yours doesn't.
No, listen. Let me finish.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
mine does. This is the situation. Mine doesn't work.
Okay.
I open up the cargo.toml file. I edit just that section here. Let me show.
Hold on. Camera.
Okay, so here's my.
Camera behave.
Oh, sorry, this is going to be completely illegible. But here's my cargo.toml file.
All right,
There's a
zoom
line.
in.
There's a line in here that says name equals example for HTML. If I change
Hold
what's
on.
inside those
Hold
quotes,
on. One second. All right. It's a little bit far out of reach, but go on. Yeah. Whatever.
So if I change, so in this cargo.toml, there's a line that says name equals example for HTML, which is just the name of the project.
Okay.
If I edit the contents of those quotes, everything works.
So it could be that you have a non-printing Unicode character inside of there.
But that was generated by Cargo New.
That's the thing for me too. A Cargo New generated something that was failing.
Yeah. All that. The only two lines I added are those two dependencies at the bottom, which were just fine.
I think that line fixes it for me too. I was trying to come up with a one-liner to do this so that I could just read it correctly. And I'm like, I'm having the same problem. I don't know what's wrong. And yep, after doing that, I go and edit my name and I changed it from, I had,
It doesn't matter what the change is.
I changed it to Ever Example.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what the change is as long as you change that line. And changing any other line doesn't fix it. That's the weird thing. I can change the version, I can add an author line, I can do whatever I want. If I don't change the name line, it still doesn't work.
All right, so good news, bad news. Good news is the meetup's over. The bad news is I have to leave.
File a issue with Cargo saying if I don't change.
I might have mixed those up.
What's interesting is when I did Cargo in it, I didn't have to change anything and it just worked.
Right.
Yeah.
But when I change your script to do Cargo in it still also breaks.
But what are you running?
Okay, but here's a question again. Is there perhaps a non-printing character that came from command.exe that when you copied it?
I'm on Linux.
No, but he isn't.
Yeah, I can fit in the file, the thing, and
Yeah, do a byte compare. Yeah, do a hex.
I'm copying
hexel.
from Notepad.
Hexel. Yeah, there. Oh, that's it. You're in Notepad.
So is it a back?
There's
It-
there's
it-
2 bytes for each new line.
It's
Right, there's an
three
alright-
new lines.
But but why do I only have to change that line?
You can succeed.
No other line does it. Only that line does it, which means the
And
whole
why
file can
why
have-
would it happen for me?
/n.
Why would it do it on mine? Why-
Did you copy it from him?
And now
No, I did a Cargo
Wait.
and then I copied the thing.
Well, that actually might be.
I copied over the 2 dependencies from your thing, just those 2 dependencies. Then I run it and it fails.
Okay, I'm
Just a
doing
second. Let me
my.
put quotes around it in my script. Quotes are on the name of the project in my script.
All right, I'm switching over to my monitor for everybody online, and I'm going to run my script for the first time ever from top to bottom.
I think this is gonna fix it.
Hey, thank you so much.
See you, Nathan.
No problem.
Have fun getting the hubs.
No, that didn't fix it.
Uh-huh.
Let
Sorry.
me know if you want to do a Rusty Engine thing next month.
Yes, I do.
Oh, what?
Does anybody else want to do that?
What is it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's him doing his presentations. They're always the best. It doesn't really matter what it is, but Rusty Engine is a game engine, and it's really fun.
So Rusty Engine is the game engine I wrote that is just a wrapper over Bevy, which is a real game engine.
Yeah, I like Bevy.
It just simplifies and dumbs down the API to remove as much game engine concepts as possible, so that what's left is only the Rust that I teach in my 2 courses.
Okay.
So that my students, once they get through my 2 courses, can then use Rusty Engine for projects, for little game prototypes, because let's face it, like building an accounting system records is boring. Who wants to do that, right?
Well,
Accountants. The people who normally work in
you know the funny thing is I actually do want to do
It's
that.
in there, you know what it is.
Well, and if you want to see the last one, which was absolutely awesome, it is on the YouTube channel. So you can look for he did a presentation called Rusty Sword a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then Rusty Sword was a terminal text-based game. Or text-based, I guess. Yeah, it
It's
is.
literally just text.
Yeah. It's
You
literally
move
just
text
text.
around. It's a text arcade game.
And then Rusty Engine was a fun game that we did with cars and
You know what it
balls.
is? You know what it is?
2D
It's-
2D game.
When it starts, it
And
doesn't
now
like
Rusty
it,
Engine
and then you change anything.
V Beta Plus
Resets
Plus.
something.
No, it can't be anything. It has to be that line.
It has to be that one, but it resets anything and it fixes it.
Yeah.
Because of some weird.
Version 5
It doesn't matter
is
what it is.
tripixelated
And it's not
VR,
Windows nothing because
Omega PSVR 2.
Really on a roll today.
I feel like he's making it up as he goes.
Gimped game engine.
That's not true. It plays Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
All right. We'll see ya.
All right, okay, I'll go back to. I'm going to point this back at me actually, and then go back to my monitor so we can see if I can figure this out. Okay, so where were we? I was going to copy and paste these.
Gonna have to unplug you, dude.
All right, and then I'm going to copy and paste this.
my kids will
setting. Didn't work, but still going.
Turning those up.
What? Okay, real quick. What edition are we on right now?
It doesn't matter.
No, what edition is current?
2021.
2021. Okay. I just want to know.
There is no.
So here's the thing: you're gonna drive yourself crazy for a hunt.
There's no unprintable character in the cargo top.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not that. It's that you run it twice, then it causes a change in how it runs.
Oh, whoops.
Which again,
Must be.
doesn't happen when I just ran cargo in it like a normal person.
Yeah.
Well, cargo news also a normal person one.
I know,
Like that when you do cargo news.
But it worked.
It does the same thing. I tried it with both.
When I do it with his script, it doesn't work. When I did it manually, it worked fine.
Oh, okay.
That's the part that's really weird to me.
So but what if cargo and knit is not cargo new?
I tried both.
I mean, as far as I can tell, they're exactly the same.
They both come
Yeah.
up with the error.
Cargo new creates the directory, cargo and it just does it in the directory. Is that right?
No, cargo is great.
Oh, okay.
No, the behavior seems.
I don't know what the difference is. Allegedly, there should be some difference. Unless it's an error.
You can kind of like say implement like a take some general query and then you can go interpret that. It'll spit the query out to you. And that way you
Right.
can kind of like rewrite that query as MySQL flavor.
Okay, yeah, it was what I said. And it
But they're
creates
both creating a new directory.
well, didn't it create
Wait,
for
it's
you
been
a cargo
sleeve?
package?
Oh, no, there you go.
Or you can
No, it
do
doesn't.
like
Here, look.
Postgres. Query that.
Okay, here's
All right.
here's the two existing directories:
Query with
cargo init,
Postgres query.
um,
Uh,
test project.
Oh,
What I
whooops.
think is also cool though is
I replaced my test project here.
Well, then they must have changed it since then because or that person was wrong.
Now you can basically turn this query.
Here, go back to the web page.
So
Go back to the
select
results.
star
And
from
go to the
users
second result.
where
This one?
name equals whatever. And you can interpret that query, rewrite it.
All right,
back
let's
to
see.
It must. That must be if you don't pass it any arguments. If you pass it a path.
Oh,
You
maybe
get
maybe
the
what
response
happens
back
is
as
if I
And then you can map that onto some like table type Postgres
And
and
then-
run it back. And you use
That
that
time it did fail on very good.
that's gonna fail and it
like a
won't.
SQL query against your.
Yeah. Okay.
So
if you
it has
did
an
it-
existing directory, but it will still be in the same. Yeah. So the only difference is that new will fail if the directory already exists. In it,
Well, I mean, it's,
in it will just go into that
as
directory.
an
and create it.
example here, I have like.
That's the only.
And if you don't pass in it, a path, then it'll fail.
Or a name.
If someone wants to do.
No, if
Or no, if it doesn't,
it'll make it.
It'll make it.
It'll
deeper.
it will just make it
That's
just like
the
a new
result.
thing.
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
So yeah,
5,
we just
6,
did
7, 8,
manually
9.
run it again, and now that's
And then, so
that,
that's,
that's without touching it.
this is just like loading.
What? Manually?
C library, like the compile library. It's compiled
Because
down.
you just randomly weird because it worked fine the first time I did it.
Ghosts in the
with this one,
software.
yeah,
Da,
it's
da,
kinda
da,
like
da,
Postgres.
there's something
You're
out there.
loading it, and then Postgres is calling.
Da,
it
da,
to
da,
you.
da, da,
And you
da.
the
Library.
first time I did
Da, da,
it.
da, 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 da.
So you panic, it'll capture that.
Well, that is quite the mystery.
What's interesting is I'm pretty sure it has to do with this project specifically because I've actually seen
But generally,
any
it comes down
other
to this. Like,
Rust
like select
project I've
start
ever
from
created.
this.
Well, I mean, it's a very specific error.
Yeah.
But this table is actually calling.
It's got to be
this
something
code
with
here.
just it's got to be something,
Because it's a wrap.
some interaction between
Yeah,
dependencies.
so I'm saying,
That's what.
I'm wrapping
So
around.
I wonder if
What?
it's something with the RC
Yeah,
DOM
in this
project.
example. just
It
like-
probably
Because
is.
the error is coming out of librs from RC DOM.
Yeah.
So I do a select star.
Okay.
That's the table.
The
you get
versions
two
of Word
rows,
don't work.
one
Cargo
value.
almost exactly
Hello,
what
world,
I
and
like.
hello.
I've got the diff. That's the hex set.
Yeah.
Okay, it cannot be edition 2021. It has to be edition 2018.
Here's I changed one character in the name. I had for example, I changed it to EQER example. So anyway, that's it. No, nothing.
Even simpler. I changed it and then changed it back so that it is actually the same name, byte for byte, exactly the same byte.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's because there's a bug where if you run it twice, it gets the right state and it actually works.
Could be file timestamp. Decides to build or cache something differently because if the cargo.toml was a different timestamp, then
But if it hadn't run cargo if it had run cargo build before, there'd be nothing to catch.
Right.
okay. Well, here's my question. Mine doesn't work anymore because it says something about tree sync.
Yeah. Now you've got the error that everybody else has. So go edit the name of your project
And run it
by
again.
any amount. And literally,
And then build again.
that's the bug that we're talking about. Is it appears that
Anyway, so
with specifically this RC DOM stuff, if you don't touch the, so we might want to open a bug against the RC DOM that says, hey, when I invest in a new project, it doesn't work.
because I was like,
That's basically about it. Create a new project, but don't copy the example file. Just leave it as main RS.
I'm sure that works.
I'll do it.
That's what I say. Try it.
The grade,
Because it should still compile the dependency.
I had hello worked for me. Well, this could be
You
part
change
of
the name
problem.
and now it works, right?
Well, but I ran the hello first.
Okay, that's
For what?
I ran the hello first, so I ran the hello before I changed main RS.
See you guys.
What is that? Hello.
hello world.
After new, you did cargo run before you copied the new file in, and that works. That's we can try that. That's easy.
All right, so I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going
We'll
to,
just
and then I got to get out of here.
The cargo one.
All right, so
Cargo
I'm
run right after the init.
going to do all of these.
RM-RX star.
All right, I'm going to check to see if there's any
Get
comments.
that fixed.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? Just talking to online people too.
Whoa, could not find.
you break.
Could not find cargo tunnel.
Oh, I forgot to CD.
All right, so I'm going to update dependencies.
Star force from home.
Brimrath.
CD. Yeah. Or from
I'm pretty sure there's a node pack. Pretty sure there's a node pack.
Yep, yeah, doing a cargo run beforehand, my one-liner makes it work. So before we're doing
Your one-liner.
so
Is the still going on the thing?
What? Oh, yeah, we're still streaming.
I also echo some extra empty lines because I was afraid that was part of it.
Yeah.
Cargo run. Then I've got my set that changed the name. I can probably remove that now. I suspect.
Yeah.
I had to make the resource in case I needed it. Then a curl that pulls down the raw file.
You know, if you backslash, you can make it one line and actually be readable.
It's always confusing when you got to have up and left.
Moment of truth.
Yeah, I'll grant you
You only sort of one way through a
that.
line.
Do you not do the super tiny characters anymore on your screen?
No,
I still got it.
A little bit bigger.
Still works?
I still got a problem.
Nice.
It's definitely WSL.
Yeah.
Hey,
Everyone else gets working.
no, I'm having the same problem. I'm having the same. So how do we open up a bug for this? Because literally 10 people in the room are having the exact same problem.
The question is, who do you open the bug against?
Is it
Is it
cargo?
Is it a cargo issue or
Or
is
is
it
it RC
a RC DOM issue? Because it only appears to be RC DOM that's actually having a compile problem.
But it could be something
there
in RC
something
DOM that
about-
cargo's not handling right.
But the thing is
Then
it
it would be
cargo
cargo
that's not handling it right, or is it Rust C?
This project.
These projects.
We submit it to Elon Musk. I think he's in charge of.
He's in charge of Twitter, so he might be able to find the right person to
Yeah,
tweet
but
at.
he's in charge of basically
So
everything.
If we
so-
open it with the smallest scope first, so like we open it with the repo first, and then if they're like
The right way would be to start
On the upside,
ripping
it's
things
all about
out.
the servo team.
Okay, so it didn't work once I removed all my other stuff, so it's not just the cargo run.
All right.
The number of possibilities. Let's dig through this.
I like how AJ's like, this worked just fine.
You know,
like-
It worked just fine for me too.
Well, it worked
And now
until
all of a
I
sudden-
followed the reproducible steps exactly.
Isn't it? Aren't you glad someone finally provided you with reproducible steps exactly?
Wait, that was me.
Yeah, he followed his own reproduction steps on how to run this
Yeah.
Oh.
like a noob. He
Okay.
followed those and it broke.
Okay. So yours,
Which is
yours
interesting.
breaks
So
just as
here's,
bad.
here's the thing. The
That's
instructions
good.
that I
That's
gave
good.
him and walked him through, manually doing everything,
Worked.
worked. But when he followed his
But
own
what was the
instructions, it broke.
But what was the difference?
I don't know.
Ghosts in the machine.
So I think what we all learned tonight is don't use RCDOM.
Okay, but when the thing is,
Also, I've done.
here's what's happening though. The log file changes when you change the name.
Yeah, so this is what works. If I create the project, add the dependencies, run cargo run, then you said to change the project name, then download the file and run it, it works.
That's
If I don't cargo, if I don't change the name after my cargo run.
So it's always the name. So cargo run doesn't fix
It
it.
is a name, but you also have to have a cargo run or cargo build or something. Well, okay, if I just change the name, it doesn't.
Let me phrase that for him. He can set, he has to do a cargo run to set the name in the same command. You just vim it, and it may be.
Oh no, you're right. I don't think I've ever tried it without doing a run because the run is part of my script. Yeah, and then I edit it manually.
See, I've got everything said to change the name, and so said change the name by itself. If I don't cargo run first, it doesn't seem to do it.
So I'm curious. Take out your cargo run and just
then
just run like do cargo run.
Have we established that this works with the empty new project versus specifically this dependency being added in as part
I
of
would almost guarantee this works for an empty project.
So I tried it with hello.
Yeah.
It works with the
Does it
default
actually,
cargo
does it
init.
actually try to build RC DOM when you do that?
No, I'm not trying to build RC DOM. I just did
without the dependency of working.
well.
Well, so I'm wondering
Allegedly
if
not.
with the dependency, but not with the example file.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Does it?
That would be probably the next step, because now that we confirmed that it works with just hello world, add the dependency but not the file. See if that works.
And each dependency build.
Right. Like, as incrementally as possible and see what
Yes.
part it brings at.
I feel like I'm back in JavaScript. This should work.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not working.
Especially in the good old days of JavaScript in the browser, like free,
Oh, come on.
directed stuff.
I'm pretty sure I'm still an admin on NPM for the JS Commons.
All right. So all right, I'm gonna do this one last time, and I'm gonna record this, and I'm gonna open up an issue, and I'm gonna send them the recording of me doing this so that they can see. So I'm in my temp directory.
Yep.
Okay.
So I was doing all that stuff.
All right. So if we copy and paste, these, it seems like it doesn't. I mean, I don't think anything should. Okay. First, I'm just going to make sure my Rust version is up to date. So Rust C is 1.6.01 or 1.61.0. Cargo version is the same version. Rust up version shouldn't matter, right? But it's 1.24.3. So then I'm going to make a directory, which, I make a directory, I go into the directory, and then I'm going to cargo init in this directory. Now this time I'm not going to copy and paste it, just in case it's some weird thing with okay, so I'm going to do cargo init. All right, so now it's created this package. There's a cargo.toml, there's a source. So what am I to do next? Should I just follow? I guess let's try to
Add one dependency at a time, I'd say.
It'll
Are we
fail.
trying to make it break or are we trying to make it work?
okay, I'm just going to go with what it seems like this should be,
Okay.
which is that I should be able to add the dependencies in my cargo.tom.
Yeah.
All right,
Because
so
the
that
question is, how did you ever get it to work the first time on your computers?
because we were doing it one step at a time. I think that I didn't. Okay, here's what I need to do. I'm going to take a SHA sum of cargo.toml right now.
I also run
Okay.
IntelliJ as my Rust editor rather than Vim. So I created the project, then I opened it in my IDE, and it's entirely possible that IntelliJ rewrote some file for me that made it work.
Yeah, so
This is why I use an IDE, so I don't have to do
You could
it.
have fixed the lock file and did that lock file thing, because once it does the lock file thing, that's when it works.
okay,
And so
so I'm
maybe the Rust plugin did that automatically or something.
I think I use Rust anyway.
well I'm doing a SHA sum of my source file and of my cargo file. So we'll be able to tell if there's any byte differences between the two.
I'm a Java developer, been in IntelliJ for 10 years.
All right, so in fact maybe I'll do.
With IntelliJ's tooling. And I would say that the ability to like jump into files and jump around is a lot.
I'm going to
Rust
do
would be a plug.
cargo.toml.
And I think they have a built-in
Oh,
Rust
maybe I should use a better tool for
Yeah,
this.
IntelliJ or JetBrains provides a Rust plugin.
Right.
I
So that's
haven't
probably
used the Rust analyzer one.
All right.
It's not built in.
I'm gonna do this here just so that we've got it for reference. What the hex of this file is, just in case we need it.
Built-in, like, first-party ones better.
All right.
The great name for their Rust IDE.
Like Godland.
Yeah, what I love is that they're like, we're testing out this Go IDE. It's a temporary name, Godland. Like, this Gogland, like, this seems like the stupidest name ever. And then they finally are like, okay, we're releasing it. It's now Goland. It's like they removed the G. That, like, well, okay, then now you don't see land things. That's kind of a weird word. But
It's better than it was. I would
All
say
right.
good.
Goland.
So I am taking the hex output of the files just in case.
Yep.
So hopefully it breaks, and then hopefully we can see a difference in the hex output.
All of his files
the
that
files.
you get Xbox and whatnot fixes it.
Well, I can't. That can't be possible. It can't. Hexstone can't fix
I feel like you've never worked with computers by saying that.
it. Okay, I know in truth you are correct.
So,
Yes.
So it said 40, right? So do you want Amazon?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going to do a cargo.
What's your? Can you send me your email in a text or something, or I'll just have you put it in?
I mean, you've got me in Discord.
All right. So I can't do cargo install with version.
Cargo build.
You don't need cargo install at all.
Yeah. So I do cargo build. All
You can
right.
just go straight to cargo run.
What are you in Discord? Jerem? Or what?
Master of Awesome.
Okay. So and you're saying if I do cargo run all on its own, so I don't pipe curl cargo run.
Yeah.
I just no. It build fails. Build fails.
Just adding the dependencies.
So I've done nothing. All I did was cargo build. Okay, so let me do this.
Did you put the example file in place?
What?
Did you put the example file in place, or did you?
It's the example file is in place.
And the dependencies are in cargo.top.
Have we tried a working one with everything cleaned? And
Yes.
then
No, I'm doing this right now. This is completely 100% clean.
A brand.
I've got a one line that I'm pretty sure consistently works.
like you
But
got rid of the target and
Okay.
everything, and then
No, not like the directory we're talking about. It's
Where
one
is-
line. Like it starts with making the directory.
the target is like
All right.
node modules that has all the.
So I'm
yeah.
changing the name file. What's
Tiled.
So
Alright.
the first thing I do is create the directory, CD into it, cargo in it.
all right? So
Everything goes from there. And then
cargo
right.
lock. All right, let me do cargo lock. So I'm gonna SHA some cargo lock, and I'm also going to hexel cargo lock. So let me go ahead and do this just for funsies here. Oh, that's huge. That is so ginormous.
I mean, both of them are bad for password. Totally don't
All
know
right.
what it does actually use.
Oh,
Wow.
But if you have a partner, you can find them.
I still find it hilarious that back when I was doing consulting after I went to Jive, I was going through it. I was working for a consulting company, and the project got put on was for an MLM, and the CTO was doing a walkthrough of the product. Here's the portal and all this stuff to try to introduce us to the systems and whatnot.
all
And
right.
after like the fourth time, he made the comment, "Only admins can view user passwords." I had to stop him and be like, "Okay,
Wait, what was it?
clarify something that I keep hearing you say, and it really concerns me." And I'm like, "So are you storing them in like plain text or some kind of reversible hash?" And his response was, "Well, yeah. How else would you store them?" And I went, "And salted one-way hash."
Oh yeah. Okay, so now that I've got this with tons of all right. So now what's my next step? I'm going to edit. I'm going to do cargo. Actually, I'm going to check the SHA sums of cargo.toml again and of source main RS and make sure that they match. That somehow running this didn't change them. So 140 and then C4 and then 02 and then B2. Okay, so that's good. So I'm gonna.
Where the people that you were talking to just not realize that like you could compare the hashes after the fact and not have to like unhash it.
All right.
I don't know what they do.
So SHA sum cargo.toml
Was, how else would you do it?
Because right, that
cargo install.
Yeah, we have to unhash it to compare the
Oh, what cargo build?
The first lock file has 2 copies of PHF codegen in it as a dependency.
Encrypted
Or as
format,
yeah.
you could
All right, so
encrypted display. Just so bad.
what if I just delete cargo.toml?
And 2
I mean
copies of
cargo.log
PHF.
But
and then run cargo build again. Okay, same problem. If I just
If you edit cargo toml, change that name.
what's really weird is you have to change. Actually, I have curiosity. What happens if you change different dependency?
hold on. I'm gonna do this. I'm changing the name.
So the difference in the lock file before and after
Change this from star to a specific
is
version.
So
Adding Serta.
Yeah, depend on Thursday and then Tokyo.
the difference is that the lock file when it fails has duplicates of a bunch of dependencies.
Yeah.
And the lock file after I change the name does not have duplicates of anything.
So maybe it's that those two specific dependencies use a lot of the same dependencies,
Instead of
and that's why it has to be first.
Okay. Cargo.lock is changed.
That's got to be a cargo
delete
problem,
the lock file.
Probably.
not a RC dump problem.
Probably.
You may not even have to run it because the only reason that run makes a difference is that it does the cargo install.
So what if-
and puts everything in the cargo.
Okay, here we go. Let's try this. Copy.
It might all come from the cargo
to.
I don't know. I think cargo update will generate your log file.
Maybe I should put that under details or something.
It might install what's in your log file if you don't have a log file.
Yeah, it doesn't make a log file when you do cargo net, so I don't have a log file.
In the cargo book,
run or
So do an update. Do a cargo update to see if it can generate a log file for you.
Okay.
in the cargo book, cargo runs just kind of alias for build and then run.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of like Maven, where it has a life cycle, and if it hasn't, it has to go through all of these steps to get here.
Right.
And those steps are already
Cargo.
done. It's faster because it's
Uh,
which Maven is
changing
like,
the name
We're just going to redo the steps.
in cargo dot
Fair, they don't have to
toml.
just pile your dependencies.
All right. Workaround. Changing the name in cargo.toml, the name field,
Like I said, somebody check if you
will
add a new
cause-
dependency or something else will also do it.
okay, will cause
Based on what he was looking at, it might be
the
that
cargo.lock
generates
to be
it
regenerated,
generates the dependencies
and
independently.
then it works.
And so you end up with a lot of duplicate dependencies.
So what I'm
because
wondering
they're
is
so
if you
closely
just add another dependency, will it
Right.
then redo?
Possibly.
That's why I'm
Okay.
But like when you
Jeff is checking.
New way to make it work.
Cargo.
A new way to make it work, we can just change the dependency?
No, I copied the cargo.lock file. It's definitely a cargo.lock file problem.
Okay, did you get it?
So what I'm wondering is
I
this. What
copied a working cargo.lock file, saved
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
started fresh repository,
Yeah.
ran the script, but before I ran cargo.run, I copied that log file and now it works first time.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the log file.
And it's definitely log.
It's the log file.
So it's those
It-
And
redundant.
if I delete the log file, same problem.
Same problem.
Deleting the log file makes it break again.
Yeah, it doesn't fix it.
Yeah.
I tried that earlier.
I
Script.
would expect
What's
it
the
to
name?
be-
Script now?
generated log files has an issue. So
So what I'm wondering is, well, what I'm saying is, if
Adam,
you delete it and then run it again, it should generate it again.
it generates.
But
the
it
wrong
generates
one
the bad
first.
one.
It generates the bad one again. Yeah.
This makes sense though because even in Node, I know when there's a bad lock file or a yarn lock, you have to, or not a yarn lock, like a Node or a package lock. When there's a bad package lock, you delete the package lock sometimes, and then you reinstall everything, and it works.
Yeah, but this one doesn't.
Yeah, you know what the
You delete the
downside
file
of
and it
doing
still
that?
breaks.
You're going to get different versions.
Yeah.
Because the
only way to
lock,
fix
the lock
this
is
to ignore what I wanted.
no, because
and move on to something
the lock
else.
is meant for when you send it to CI/CD, and it says here's the
lock
Docker
is meant
file.
to make sure that you're on a consistent version. It doesn't matter whether
That's
it's
what I mean.
local or the CI/CD.
Okay.
So if you delete the lock file and then reinstall what's in your local, it's probably newer than what is supposed to be there, which can introduce additional bugs
Right.
or unexpected.
Exactly. So yeah, because
So
when somebody
the
else,
solution is delete the lock file and go from there. It's like
Yeah, that's kind of
Well,
weird.
it's a good debugging step. You can delete the lock or move the lock file, run it
you can always
again, and
get
then
it
compare the two, and then if it works after, then one of the differences is the problem.
It's like when Windows is freaking out, you're like, I'll just run Windows Update, and hopefully it'll overwrite whatever files corrupted. I do that a lot.
Yeah, I've been hoping that Windows Update would fix my blue screen problem for about a year now. No such luck. Even
Linux will
upgrading
fix
to
the
Windows
blue
11
screen
didn't
problem.
fix it either. So
Installing Linux will fix your.
I've actually wanted to.
Well, to be
The
fair,
only
you
reason
did
I
install
don't have Linux.
All right, so I don't know who to file a bug. I don't know.
I probably will pretty soon because I just added a new hard drive to it. That's the only reason I didn't have to
If you want
install it. My hard drive is
recommendations,
full.
I'll hit you up.
What?
If you want recommendations for which distro, I'll check.
Sure, which one?
Well, okay, here's another
It's
thing.
pretty good for starters.
it depends on what you're trying to do.
What if I
usually use
change
Ubuntu
the
because pretty much
version?
Everything that I do in Linux supports Ubuntu.
How do I get the version that's actually in the repo instead of the wacko random version? How do I even find out which version of dependencies it installed?
The reason I have it on there is
If you want to see what it installed, use your lock.
Yeah, use the log file. So HTML5. What is it? HTML5 ever? Okay, so
One up.
certain things.
I
yeah,
like
it's-
Windows for daily driving.
it's clever, but not in a cute way.
Once
I love that it's like as you're typing, it's like you're just like shaking your head, you're just like, I hate this name.
I actually don't need
It's really
stuff.
Yeah, it's
The only thing I'm missing is games, but Steam Deck's going to have me covered
okay.
in that.
So I'm going to try using exact versions. I'm going to remove my cargo.lock, and then I'm going to try this again.
It is
Cargo
possible
build.
that the star is probably do something different.
No, because
Hey, it worked. So putting the star there, it's a bug with putting a star.
Because it has to go resolve the version, and that might cause it to do something weird.
That might be why it gets doubles at first, because it doesn't know which version to actually get.
yeah, but why does changing
Okay.
the name of it make it work?
Because it regenerates it and it's already resolved the versions to a specific one, it doesn't have to build them up again.
So not
So
using
when
a
it
star.
builds, when it builds the graph of dependencies, it has actual versions.
Yeah, but why does it rebuild the graph when you change the name?
Okay.
Why does it? I should say, why does it rebuild
RC
the
dom.
lock file and somehow
Because the
know
lock
all the
file-
graph information already?
Okay.
It regenerates the lock
It
file.
regenerates the lock file, but it has information that's available already pulled down. Be my guess
There's a lock
is
file
that
for the
there's
lock
a.
file hidden in there.
It's not that there's a lock file for lock file. It's that there is a checkout directory where it's already got the repos cloned and it knows what versions are available immediately. It doesn't have to go like query crates.io with HTTP requests and whatnot.
But why does that matter? I mean, it's clearly a
I
bug,
mean-
right?
I mean, I would guess yes, it's a bug. I would guess it's probably some kind of concurrency issue, which is odd because you usually don't see those in Rust.
Fearless concurrence.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think the issue isn't that the cargo stuff is wrong. I think that the fact that it's generating two different paths at the same time and then not actually merging them together correctly, it's just kind of slapping them together.
What if we force it single-threaded when we do build?
I
How
don't
in the
think
world
you
would
can.
you do that?
Yeah, cargo.
You file.
Build.
I think it's your two dependencies.
I know what you do.
Specify
You create a
which
VM
one.
with a single
Number of parallel jobs, dash J. You can just do dash J1. Force it single-threaded, basically.
Okay, try that.
All right.
That would answer it for sure.
Oh, interesting. The J1 idea. All right. Anyway, I got to get out of here. I'm half an hour overdue. But I put an issue here.
You guys didn't more thoroughly solve the problem, guys. Come on.
Okay.
You really haven't.
Works
You
on
haven't done
So, from what we're
So the-
learning now, that it might be a.
I do love this, like, the, take
downloading.
screenshot example got like no love at all because it's like, yeah, it works first time.
I didn't actually.
but I still got him $20.
I couldn't hear you.
I think our current theory is that it's a concurrency issue with cargo downloading equipment.
Well, we know that async Rust sucks, so I'm going to vote that's
See,
it.
I mean, hearing people say that, I don't have any problems with it.
I don't know.
You got a problem with it right now.
I mean,
Arguably,
it works
yeah.
better than async JavaScript.
Well, I'm running it with dash J1. Let's see what
Well,
happens.
that's because here's the. I hope this about async JavaScript. Okay, you will not find a tutorial for JavaScript that actually shows how to use async await properly.
It's true.
Because they
What's your
all
definition of properly?
So you need to actually use promises with async await, because if you just wrap everything in a try catch, you reintroduce try catch hell and none of your errors propagate. And every single example in the official Node docs, they have stuff that if you copy and paste it and build on it, your program is screwed up.
Yeah.
And it ticks me.
Because I don't have a problem with try catch. The point of try catch is that you're going to handle the error instead of propagating it. That's intentional.
Yeah, but that's not how the
It's like
examples
calling
work.
dot catch on a promise chain.
It doesn't
No, but
teach
that's
you
what
to do
you
that
should be
properly.
using dot catch with async. If you do await, you should not do try await. It should be await dot catch. Unless for some weird reason you need a try catch, you
So
should
if
not
I'm,
be
if
using
I'm
a try
getting
catch.
a result from that promise and I'm assigning it to a value, how does dot catch help? What gets assigned to my variable at the end of the await?
So are you trying
If I
to
can let
handle?
X
Are you
equals
trying
from
to handle the error or not?
I'm trying to handle the error, yes.
Yes. Then you put a dot catch.
Then what happens to my assignment?
Well,
I
if
usually include
you
dot
can't
in the
handle
dot
the
catch.
error, then you throw again.
And what catches that?
Whatever it is at the top level, your error handling route.
So what I usually
Yeah, see, I disagree that it's objectively you should be doing dot catch. I don't think there's any real reason why you shouldn't do try catch.
Well, because it. Well, I don't want to go into it right now.
Well, no, I'm actually curious what you think the objective reason for dot
So,
catch being better.
because the way that humans have evolved, it is easier to read from top to bottom than from right to left, and any person in
From right to
communication.
left.
I mean, from left to right. Sorry, from left to right. I said that. No, so for example, whenever you create a PowerPoint presentation, you always read it from top to bottom. You make small bulleted points.
No, you read it from
don't
left
make
to
your-
right.
Yeah, yes, I said that part invertedly. Yes, it's easier to read from top to bottom than from left to right, and certainly not from top to right. I mean, from bottom to right, which is what try catch makes you do. And then also people will put big blocks instead of if your try catch is one function for the try, one function for the catch, you're probably doing it right. If you have 6 or 7 or 20 lines in a try.
Like in the code base, I have a task to sprint refactor
Right.
1,000-line function.
Because then you're just introducing the pyramid of hell all over again. So why the heck are you even bothering with
Normally,
APK?
if I'm doing a catch block, is because I want to do
the
something
beginning of
like
the function is try catch.
short circuit on the error.
Nested try
The beginning
catch.
is the try, and the catch.
Yeah, it's nested
Right?
try
If I
catch.
have to try catch return,
It's
I
amazing.
can't do that with dot catch.
Yeah, you can, because well, first of all, in that particular case, I think again you're doing it wrong because your try catch block should have been on whatever is supposed to catch that error, because you're shoving the error handling all the way down in a place where the visibility
Shoving
is.
the error handling down to the lowest possible level, so that level, so that the error doesn't propagate up any further than it needs to and break encapsulation to let all the other top level pieces know what's going on down in the bowels.
So reverse that, because if you are not handling the error and you're just returning nothing.
No, if I'm handling the error by deciding to return something specific as a default value or as a
That's what that catch is for.
But no, but so if I have a function that does a try catch and then something else on success and on fail I want to early return, that's a perfectly valid pattern, and you can't do it with .catch. You have to return a value that you then continue processing. Which, if I know that the value that the data isn't there, why would I try to build fake data so that I can then process it when I can return an early short circuit?
Would a dot then and dot catch kind of help with that, where like you assign to both, where like
You can't short circuit early return with a promise chain.
right.
Then, so I don't know what exactly you're talking about, but it sounds like you are trying to put too much functionality that's unrelated in a single function, rather than having an encapsulated function that handles this
An early
functionality.
return is not extra functionality. If you have a thing that's like get this and do something with it, but if I can't get it, then
No,
that's
you
not
are,
extra
if you are
functionality.
pushing the error down here and you have to early return to not do this stuff, then these are two separate functions that don't belong in the same function.
No,
You've got one function here, another function.
Let me
here.
simplify it. This is an example from C. If you pass, I know, but it's a very simple.
A language that's well known for all of its great patterns.
No, but this is a really good example of what you're talking about. So if you pass a pointer into C to a function, and then the function has to do something with that pointer, frequently the first thing you do is check that that pointer is valid, make sure it's not 0. If it's 0, you early return.
Yes.
And that's not adding functionality, you're just checking.
You can check is the return thing for the
Yeah.
recursion.
Yeah, exactly. So
you return.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, recursion is a good example too. Yeah.
But I've done that. I've done that too.
End the function for tail optimization.
I mean,
Okay, it works if you specify the version.
Yeah.
okay, so the star thing.
So
so
something
that-
about-
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, sorry. I don't know that yet for sure.
What
It
version
didn't
do I need
actually
to put in?
finish yet.
What version do I need to put?
I updated the. Okay, it looks like it's working.
Yeah, so my
I think
guess is that something
what
about
are-
resolving
I updated the issue.
What do I
for
replace the
things
star
that
with?
have
I updated the
a
issue.
shared
Check the issue.
Did it
Which
work
is probably why it
with
worked
making
the
it
first
single
time,
thread?
because I added the dependencies one at a time.
Hmm.
And
It works.
IntelliJ
It works.
resolves it the back.
It works.
So when we made it single threaded, it still.
Where's my gift card, man?
I believe he said first.
0.1.0.
You know,
I'm the only person that has solved
we
this.
could get someone who's just as opinionated as you, AJ. So I think maybe you want to we can continue this conversation next week. Just show up for the Node.js one, and you can just argue about how.
I can why JavaScript sucks.
JavaScript
Why
is
Java is better than JavaScript.
no. JavaScript is awesome. The language JavaScript is awesome. The community is a dumpster fire.
Both of them are dumpster fire.
No, the language is awesome. The reason that people don't like JavaScript is because find me someone who will teach you JavaScript. Not TypeScript, not Elm, not a Java version,
Not
how they do
CoffeeScript?
Java and JavaScript, not CoffeeScript. Find me somebody who will teach you how to do JavaScript.
W3
I used to work with a couple
That actually
who taught me JavaScript. I
did
wasn't
they-
using TypeScript.
did they like JavaScript?
Yeah, they loved it.
And they used
I
it
mean, one of them I think is going to jail, but
Okay.
For loving
Well,
JavaScript.
no.
I don't believe that
for,
was
All right, anyway,
for like
to everybody that's on the live streams, if anybody's left, if we have any left. Hey, so I forgot to say this earlier. I should have said this at the beginning, but if any of this was useful or entertaining or helped you fall asleep at night tonight, yeah, consider thumbs up, like, sub, etc., all the things. And everybody say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, say goodbye, nerds.
There's always the one guy.
In scene.